Guys, welcome to the newest series here on The Herd, the Griffin series, and welcome to Griffin, Indiana. And we are going to start a farm here. Go figure. But we're also going to make good with old series that we have lost, and this is one of them. Griffin, Indiana, the farm up northwest, I guess, that I know you guys are familiar with. I'll pick it back up there when we're closer. Now, as for how we've acquired such a thing, we bought it. That's all we're going to go with. We bought it. We had some money somehow, and we bought it. But as you see, both sides here are owned by us. It has been vacated for a while. We have to get some grass cut today, and we have to get all of that picked up. I don't know what we're going to do as far as animals yet, but I do know that that grass can make money either way, so we're going to have to cut that up. As we're driving in to the farm, you see, you've been here before, right? I mean, I'm sure you've seen this before, but you know, we'll tour it as we get some work done at the same time, right? And we got a barn over here, obviously. I don't think I needed to point that out, but you know, it is a tour after all. We're gonna hit the those tires so that we can't we make a whole big mess. We got a silo over here though, and I do believe it accepts grass. I have to check again. But a pretty nice layout for a house, you know, and we've got a big field out there that you can see beyond yonder. But we've got this one, and we've got the field, both fields on the other side of the road, and man, oh man, is that a lot of field to get mowed up and do things with too. So I'm really excited about this map. I'm really excited about the start of this map. And yeah, thanks for watching along with me. And as we head around the corner here, I just wanted to remind you, or show you for the first time, how long this actually is. This is a big yard that we can get, and wondering out loud, I might be able to get some sheep and not do anything. I mean, we can plant grass, you know, and then that way we'd be able to have more of a management style with our yard instead of just cutting this field grass that comes with the map. But we could get sheep, and that would help a lot. And that would also kill two birds with one stone on this channel, because then we could repay another series that we lost in the computer debacle. And that is the clothing company. So we might be able to do that here. Just thinking out loud. And we're still continuing this. We're getting closer to completion, but man, this drive right up here on this hill looks great. It looks better with the sunset behind there, but sometimes this game can give you some good visuals. I like that one. And I like the size of this yard. Man, as I hit us with tree branches, let me just tell you, I think we're going to make a lot of money with these sheep. I think that is what we're going to do here. Now we're finished with this side of the road, and this was the smaller side, if you could believe that or not. We've got a lot of area to cut over on the other side of the road, and again, that's why I'm excited. I mean, we've got a lot of area that we're able to either mow or, you know, put crops in and make some money. That fit perfectly. Cannot believe that. But I'm going to finish up just this little area over here, and then I'll catch up when we're on the other side. And on the other side, as promised, as you can see, this field is huge, and that's not even the half of it. And that's not even a way of saying something sarcastically. It literally is not even the half of it. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do here. If we want to plant grass again and be able to feed a ton of sheep, or if we are going to plant a crop over here. I don't know. I have to tell that deer that I am not chasing it. It is probably scared for its life. But either way, we're going to get this side done, and I will continue on. And now continuing on, pushing 3 o'clock, and I just wanted to show you this shot. If you can see far beyond, that's where we mowed. All the way to the right is our farm. I just wanted to show you the magnitude and the size of this farm, because the equipment we have, although I do love this mower, we are going to have it in. We are going to have our hands full, should I say. And, you know, it's going to keep us busy. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping that we're able to turn a decent profit so that we can get things that will make it a little faster, a little easier. If you know this channel, you know that I don't love taking out loans, so I'm going to try to avoid that for now. But either way, huge place. And speaking of which, the farm on the left there, as you see, we own that field beyond this pasture as well. And that is a pretty good sized field. I don't remember exact dimensions, but or acreage, but that's a good sized field as well that we'll be able to capitalize on. So we are set up for success here. We just have to get some animals and we have to get some things going. But you know, we keep working like this, we will eventually get there. And now after that inspirational pep talk, we're gonna call it a day, right? It's nighttime and we cannot see. So thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel out a ton, and I really appreciate it. If that means anything to you. It probably doesn't, but it'd be awesome if you did it. So we'll see you in the next video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Griffin series here on The Herd. We are in Griffin, Indiana at our new to us but very old farm. It's been abandoned for a while, as you can tell by the grass here, and we are continuously cutting this thing. This is day 2 of cutting this, and I feel like we're probably going to be doing this all day. We're up at 6 a.m., so we have a good start. The goal today is to mow all of this and then go to the shop, purchase a windrower, and then possibly get all of these into windrowed into better rows, more manageable rows, so that we're not driving all over the place. Now, when we have a second, I just wanted to share my future plans here with the channel. I would like to get a roleplay series here, so I might be working on that behind the scenes. But as far as this and the Pioneer series, I'm gonna have a video Monday through Friday, every day, but I'm not sure which one it's going to be for at least a week or two. Either one will show up, but just wanted to keep you guys updated. Now, as for the layout of this farm, I haven't really thought about it much yet, and I would, if you have any input, please leave it in the comments. I'm not sure if I want to put all of the sheep operation over here, or maybe put it in the field beyond this pasture, or maybe put it over by the house. I'm kind of ruling out the house. I kind of want to leave that for just that, but do we put it in this pasture, or do we put it in the one that we're facing just beyond this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, as far as the size of this field, it's great. We are going to get so much off of it. However, the bad news is there's a lot of grass here, and we are not able to store it all in that silo. So what I think I'm going to do is get some startup money from this. And what I mean by that is maybe we'll roll most of this into silage, collect the money, and then use that money for buying sheep. And that could work. That way we don't have to store a lot of grass. We'll still fill the silo, but then after that, we'll sell the rest of it as silage, and we will have some money to start our farm. Now, finishing up, we are on our last pass here with the mowing. And that's great because it's only 8 o'clock and we are going to need most of the day to get this windrowed, because remember, we have this side and we have the other side, and the other side's not that small either. So let's get to the store, let's get to town, and we'll purchase the windrower. Now, back in town here, and we are going to grab the windrower. We just purchased it from the good folks over at Clever Motors. I feel like by the time we end up getting this started, we're probably going to own a small percentage in Clever Motors, or at least we should, given how much money we are going to be spending here. And guys, when we're headed up to the farm, please just give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given so far, and that's my shill. Now, back up in the field, and as you can see, we can do about 4 rows here with this windrower. We needed to get a big windrower because we've got a lot of land and we would be here all day. We still might be here all day. So let's just see how much we can get done. All right, now as you can see by the clock, we're pushing 3 o'clock and we just got this side of the field done. We got to go across the street over to the house side and get that done. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this done. I think we will. We're going to be around the 5 o'clock area I anticipate being done on, but let's just see how much we can get done here. Now, as we head over to the house side here, we've got a couple hours. I think we'll be able to get the windrowing done, and we are going to have sheep. Ultimate goal with sheep is to make clothing, so it would be really nice to have a small production line here somewhere on our property. And given the sizes of these fields and how much grass we're going to be collecting and making into silage, I really don't think that that's too far off in the future. And now a little after 5 o'clock, and we are going to get this done, and it's good because it will leave us in a good spot. The next time we're here at the farm, we'll be able to bale and then wrap them into silage bales and then start making some serious money so that we can start making more money by getting sheep. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Griffin series here on the herd. And where we last left off is we were going to bale up all of this grass. We're going to bale this up, and hopefully by the end of the day we will be able to get a wrapper and start wrapping this into silage as well. I don't expect that we're going to be able to do both the left here and the right here is ours, so I don't expect that we're going to be able to do all of it today, but at least we're going to try to get a good start. Now, down here in town at Clever, and we are going to pick up the baler. The whole goal here, guys, is we want to get sheep so that we can sell clothes. So you're asking yourself, well, why are we making silage? Well, we're going to need some money to start this venture. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the silage here after we bale it, of course. And then we are going to sell all that silage. And whatever money we get from that silage, which I'm hoping is a lot because there's a lot of grass here, and then we'll just use that money towards the sheep operation and we'll get everything rolling. And not that you asked, but the reason I like this Griffin map so much, a few things. First, the view up here in the top northwest part of the map. I love the hills. I love the pull into what could eventually be our farm here on the right. We haven't decided that yet, but also the ability to purchase land downtown in small little parcels. Hats off. I believe it's AJ Farmer that's the author of this map, but hats off to the maker because this map is great. And now we'll start on this long task, and I tell you it's a long task because it is. This area over here is huge, and then we still have to go across the street, so we've got our hands full for sure. Now, an update on the field over here on the left across the street. That's ours too. It's filled with oat. That's what it came with. We have really no need for it other than to sell it. I'm still weighing, do we harvest it and sell it and get that money, or do we just not harvest it at all and just make it into more grass? I'm still adding up all of the numbers in terms of, is it better to lease the equipment and get the harvest, or is it better to just forget about all that and just get to the grass? I'm gonna have to figure that out soon. And now approaching the 11 o'clock hour, and there's so many more lines to drive over here. There are bales out there. It does look like we've gotten something done. However, we're still over here on this side, so the ability to wrap anything today, it's looking bleak. All right, now 1:44 in the afternoon, and we are finally done with the first side of our fields. Now, the second field over here on the other side obviously is a little smaller. We will get that done a little bit quicker. We still may be able to start wrapping today. Hopefully we'll just be able to go down and purchase it. That's really the only thing I want, is to be able to go down and purchase it so that we have it up here the next time we're on the farm. We can just come up here and get ready to go. But we'll see where this runs. Let's just get this started. And as we do this, just wanted to remind you guys to please like and subscribe to the video. Really helps the channel out a lot. And thank you so much for all of the support so far. I really appreciate every one of you guys for checking this out, leaving comments, adding suggestions, anything. Really appreciate the community that we're building here. So thank you guys so much. All right, now a little after 4, and we are finally done with the baling. Thank you, goodness. Now, we still have an hour left. Clever Motors, I believe, closes 6 or 7, something like that. But we'll be able to get there in time, right? So we're going to go down, grab the wrapper, come back up, and we might wrap a couple bales here. It depends on the sunlight, and it depends on how late it's going to get. But let's get down there so that we can get this all figured out. All right, back from purchasing the baler, and we are headed up to our fields, and we see nothing but hay bales in the field. So let's get them wrapped up into silage. I don't know how long we're going to be doing this. We'll obviously not be able to finish the job today. It's going to be a job we'll finish the next time we're at the farm. But regardless, let's get this started so that we have less to do the next day. And as we continue the wrapping here, it's going as slow as I thought it would probably go. We've got a lot more hours to invest into this deal, but that's the bad news. The good news is there's a lot of money left out on this field. We will be able to, I think, get enough money to start a pretty good sized sheep operation right from the start. So that's great. For now though, we are going to leave the video here, and I will pick it up the next time we're on the farm. Thank you so much for watching. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Griffin series here on the herd. And where we last left off, we were wrapping all of these bales. We were going to wrap them up, sell them at the livestock dealer. That way we can make some money. And then that way we can use that money to purchase sheep. The ultimate goal here is to make our own clothing company up here in the northwest part of this map here in Griffin, Indiana. And this is the first very long step, wrapping all of these bales. Now, there are still a lot of things that we have to make decisions on. For instance, where are our production facilities going to go? Where are we going to keep these sheep? Where's the silo for all of their feed going to be? And what I'm thinking out loud here is keeping the sheep over by the farm side. That way we can keep the silo over there where all their food is, things like that. And then we'll keep this side over here with this pre-built road that came with the map that we can see right here in the distance. We'll keep that for a production facility. We'll put the spinnery up there. We'll put things like that up there so that we can keep it away from our house. Now, I understand that we're not going to be able to obviously do much with this lake. You can't fish in this game. You can't plant anything on water. So I would like to use this lake still as an ambiance point. Maybe we can put the production facilities around it, or maybe that can be a center point. I don't know. Thinking out loud, but it's taking up a lot of our space over here. So hopefully we'll be able to use it maybe for a decorative piece. I don't know. Now, the other thing I noticed about this grass is that it's getting long. We're going to have to cut it again. And we are going to cut this first grass that we are wrapping up right now. We're going to sell at the livestock dealer. The second one we're going to keep as food, but we are going to have to cut it again, and it's not going to have to be cut this frequently. The problem was when we first started this save game, we were on 1 day a month as opposed to 5 days a month, which we're on now. So that's all fixed. We get a free cutting, which will be great for our food, but I just wanted to keep you guys in the loop. Now, done with that side of the field, and we have a smaller side here across the road. Let me make this a little smaller so that we can get through the gate. But when we're doing so, please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. It helps the channel. It helps more eyes see this video, and it would really mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for all of the support. So it's 10:30 and we're making really good time. We're going to continue wrapping this for, I'd say, an hour or two still, right? But then we are going to go down to Clever and we are going to pick up a bale collector and get some of these bales picked up so that we can start selling them. and finishing up the wrapping job here on the house side of our property. And we are going to go down and get the bale collector. I know that the livestock place closes about 5 o'clock, so I know we're not going to be able to sell all these bales today. That will be in the next video. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to get the bale collector up here. I'd like to at least collect enough bales to load it up once, and then I would like to go get some gas, because yeah, we are at a half a tank and that is fine, but we have no gas here on the farm. So what I want to do is I want to go down and get a trailer so that we can fill it full of gas, and then we can keep it up here on the farm. It's just something I've wanted to do for a couple episodes now, but haven't really gotten to it, and it looks like this might be our best time to try. And now down here at Clever Motors, approaching 3 o'clock, and we're doing okay with time. I think we will be able to get the bale here and get some gas before we are done for the day, but we're spending money all the time. Next episode, we should be making money. That's going to feel a whole lot better. And now up in the field already, just approaching the 3:30 area, and these bales are collected very quickly with this bale collector. I couldn't lift them if I wanted to, but using a tractor and a bale spike and things like that, just a lot of work. And we have a lot of these bales to collect, so we're going to keep going with this. Like I said, we are going to get this filled here, and then we are going to go down to Clever and spend even more money, and we're going to buy a trailer so that we can fill that full with gas. And now headed into town, and if you're wondering where we are going to be going in the next video, to the right there, that road we will be using, that is the road to get to the livestock. So it's pretty close to our farm, which makes it very convenient for us. But right now, we are going to go down and get that gas trailer, and then go to the go to the gas station and fill it up. Now, sitting here at this gas tank, and I am very fortunate that I have brought my phone. I'm going to be looking at Farm Sim Universe and Rambo Hacker Gaming videos. You should too. Go to the channel page and check out the featured channels. They are on there. Subscribe to them too. And until next time, which will be tomorrow, I'll talk to you then. Hey guys, welcome back to the Griffin series here on the Herd, and today we have kind of a special episode. Today we will combine today and the next day into this one video, because today we are just going to be mowing grass all day long. And yeah, we just mowed grass, and it's because we had it on 1 day per month when we first started this save game. We're now up to 5, which is where I want it to be anyway. So this will be the free cutting that we get, and the next episode we're definitely going to get sheep. But in this episode, we're going to mow the grass, pick up the grass. We're going to add a silo. I think we'll add our first silo over where we kind of want to put our sheep. So we got a little bit going on today. Now we're still in the morning, we're approaching the 10 o'clock hour, and we are just now getting done with this side of the field. This is the smaller side of our 2 fields. So we'll get done with this, and we'll hop over across the street, and we'll start mowing all that up. And now a major fast forward in time here. Still the same day, but it's 6:30 in the afternoon, and we have been mowing this field all day long. But the good news is we have set ourselves up to be in position to pick it all up tomorrow, and then we can get it into the silo so that the next video that we make, we'll be able to purchase some sheep. Now finished with the mowing, and man, can I not wait to get a $300,000 iDrive-It mower from Krone, I believe. Is that right? Anyway, we are done with the mowing, and we are going to call it a night, but not a video, because we have one more day to go. I'll use this time to chill for a second and tell you, please like and subscribe to the video. It really helps the channel out quite a bit. I really appreciate all of your guys' support, and really love the community that we're building here. So thank you so much for everything, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, up kinda early, and it's another day on the farm, and this day is going to center around getting all of this grass picked up and put into a silo that we haven't built yet. But you know, this is a video game, so we're gonna build this silo in one whole day. Okay, maybe even a couple minutes. We'll put it over straight ahead there. I think we'll get that out of there. But first, we have to pick all this grass up. So let's pick all this grass up. And I'll take this time to share what is in my head with this game, which is scary enough. And I'm wondering if I should plow all of this grass up now and then reseed it. And I'm going to make it grass again, but I want to be able to fertilize it and do all this other things and have more control over it. Or do I wait one more cutting because it is July? I think I could probably get one in August or September, I'm guessing, and then do it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if I'm crazy and if I'm not really thinking this straight out. But either way, I'd love to know your thoughts. And now a quick progress report. We're just about done with this side. Again, this is the smaller side, but it's only a couple minutes after 8 a.m. So we're doing very well. We're going to head on over to the other side of this field and start getting that windrowed up as well. And as promised, we're on the other side here, and we are windrowing all of this up. And I pick it up in this corner because right around this corner is kind of where I want to put the silo and put the sheep up against this fence over here. So we're not kind of taking away from the grass that we can get. And you're looking at this field saying, there's enough grass, man. But honestly, I don't know. It all goes real fast. So I want to put the sheep kind of where we're driving right now in the silo behind that. So just letting you know. And now headed down to Clever Motors. We are all done with the windrowing, and I remembered something. There is a silo over on the other side, by the house side, that can keep grass in it as well. But I also know that we have got a lot of grass, and we are going to need an extra silo as well. So I think that's probably going to be our extra silo, and I'll put the silo that we're going to keep all of this grass in over by the sheep. That way it makes more sense. I hope that made sense because that sounded very confusing. Now down at Clever Motors, and we've got the Pottinger behind us here, and we are going to go pick up some grass, but I've made a decision. We are going to put this silo in the next video. That way, you know, we can build that and we can build the sheep things at the same time. It's also getting to be close to 5 o'clock. We will get some of this grass picked up, but let's get up there first. And we've got about a wagon full of this. We're going to go dump it over in the other silo, and that is where we are going to end this video. Until tomorrow, I'll talk to you then. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Griffin series here on the herd, and we are in the field early today. We are picking up some grass. This will be the eventual food for our sheep that we are getting today. We are going to grab some sheep today, and we're finally going to get this thing going. We are finally done mowing. Thank you so much for holding on and for getting all this stuff done with me. But now we are going to have it pay off. We are going to get the sheep today. We have to put the sheep pen in, and I've already got a silo located in the corner of this field here. Now approaching our silo over here in the corner, and right where we're driving is probably where we're going to put the sheep. But as for the silos, this will be our main one. This will be where we put all of the food that we use. And across the street, if you're looking right over there next to that red barn, that silo will hold grass as well. So that will be our additional silo if we ever need it. And driving over here, if you look to the left, you'll see the oat that we have to harvest. It's a lot of it, okay? It's a big field. We've got big fields here. We've got room to expand, and we're not going to keep that oat. That just came with the map, so we are probably going to make that even more grass because silage pays. And now finally we're going to put the sheep pen in here, and I don't know how many sheep we want. Probably close to 400 is what we can get, maybe 350. I know that we have to keep some funds available so that we can lease the equipment to get that oat off of that field over there. But other than that, just going to continue to buy sheep. And now we'll feed them and we'll give them water, but there are 400 sheep in this pen, which is great. We have $44,000, which is also great because we're going to use the money from the oat harvest to buy more sheep. I think you see a pattern. And of course, no day would be complete without losing your shirt down at Clever Motors, and that's where we're headed. We're gonna grab a water trailer so that we can give our sheep some water. It is essential if we'd like to keep them alive, of course. And now back at the farm with the Joskin water trailer, and we are going to drive a little into this water and fill this up and then go take it to the sheep. We are going to be able to save a lot of money with water because of this pond and grass because of all of this field that we have to mow. So we're very thankful for that, and that's going to help us quite a bit in expanding this farm. And now with both troughs, the water and the grass both filled, we are going to head across the street again, and we are going to continue to pick up this grass with, I don't know, the last couple hours that we have of the day. Now I'm interested to see how fast these sheep go through this grass, because we've got a lot of grass as noted, but also I'd like to have more grass so that we could roll even more into silage and continue this expansion. And as far as a year-by-year plan goes, this year, since it's already July, I would like to just continue focusing on getting even more sheep, because the year after that, I would like to add a spinnery and possibly a tailor. Depends on how much money we make from all of this, but I think things will go well. You know that on this channel, we don't really love loans, so that's an option, but it's one I'd like to avoid for now. And we'll take this grass over here to the silo. As you see beyond the silo, of course, we have our sheep, and beyond those sheep, nothing. But we want more sheep, and that's where they will go. Line this up next to the fence and have ourselves a big field over there to the right of all of that. So we will leave it here for now. Thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate everyone's support, and until next time, I'll talk to you. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd. And today's the day we're going to be getting that oat that you see at about 11 o'clock right there. We are going to get that harvested and get it into a silo so that we can then plow it all up and make grass. More grass, always more grass. Now this morning we're going to have to do a few trips, and the first trip that we're making now to Clever Motors, and they're all going to be to Clever Motors if you haven't guessed by now, is going to be the thing that we have to buy, and that is the trailer. We want to buy the trailer because obviously that oat's got to get out of the harvester somehow and into a silo, but so does grass, and we still have not got a trailer that we can use so that we can feed our sheep. So it's not going to be the biggest trailer, but it's going to be one that hopefully we can maneuver around the farm. So now with the trailer picked up, we are going to sit here and wait for this train. But after that, we're going to drive up to the farm and drop this trailer off, come back down to Clever and grab a harvester so that we can finally start this harvest. It's getting to be 6:30 right now, almost 7. I hope to start this harvest by 9 if we're lucky. And as we head up to the farm, I just wanted to look to the right there quick, and yes, we forgot some grass, and I'm not really sure how much I care about it, to be honest with you. It's probably going to sit there, it's probably going to turn into hay, and hey, who knows what it's going to do after that. It might just wilt away, or it's just going to stay there. I have no clue. I'm willing to find out, but I just wanted to acknowledge that it's there so that you're not looking there going, I wonder if he's trying to hide it. I'm not. Now fast forward a little bit, and we have got the New Holland up here harvesting this oat. There's really no need for oat on this farm. I don't intend to do horses. We are already set with our livestock option, which is obviously sheep. Our whole goal, if you're new to this series, is to start a clothing company up here and to make money on clothes. And if you are new to this series, or if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel out a lot, and I really appreciate all you guys and your support. Okay, so it took about 40 minutes, but we have finally gotten to the point where we're going to need the trailer to put all of this in so that we can start all over again. I don't know how long this is going to take. I really do think it's going to take all day. I can't be sure, and I don't even want to try to guess how long it's going to take or how long it would have taken had I gotten my original plan done, and that was to use the smallest harvester. I don't know if that would have worked out well. Now, as for all this straw, what we're going to do with it, I don't know. We're going to pick it up for now and put it over into that red silo over there that you see in the top corner of the screen. We're going to throw it in there right now because I don't know what to do with it. I don't plan on getting cows, so we're not going to be using it for that. Maybe we'll just sell it, you know, and see where it goes. Now, as we're doing this harvest, I guess it's a good time to tell you the future plans here, at least for the next couple episodes. I want to plow all these fields, and I want to plow all these fields because I want to plant grass there again. But this time our grass, this time fertilized grass and things like that. I want to be able to manage it a little better. And I think the time is now because I think we have enough food to last a while for our sheep. Now, as we finish this, I would love it if we could get it here before 7. I had no expectation as to how fast this would work out for us, and it's worked out pretty well. It's a little after 4 o'clock, so we have 3 hours to finish what we're doing here, and that's obviously going to happen. So we can get that out and off our farm and down to Clever again, because this thing is uber expensive, and for the size farm that we have and what we actually need this for, I'm questioning if it was worth it. We're gonna have to see what the harvest brings in, but for right now, we have a loan, and if you've been watching this channel or watching this series, you'll know that I'm not really thrilled about that. So guys, this is where we part. That has been the episode, but we will be back tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna be doing the Pioneer series or if we're going to be back here in Griffin, but I really appreciate everybody's support here, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Griffin series here on the herd. And the last we left each other, we had harvested the oat over there at about 11 o'clock. We are going to grab the straw off of that field today, but first we are going to start by feeding our sheep like we'll probably do every day, and you're going to start by doing me a huge favor and not paying attention to that sheep over there that looks dead. I think it just overslept. I hope that it just overslept. Now, with that out of the way, we're going to continue on with our day. We are going to back up here to the forage wagon, and we are going to head over to the field and start picking up some straw. I don't know what we're going to do with this straw yet. I would probably guess that we are going to sell it eventually. I don't plan on getting cows. The whole idea here is to get sheep so that we can make clothes. That's the end goal. So cows don't really fit into our equation, but we'll pick this up anyway because it's on the ground and we have everything needed to get it off of the ground and into a silo. So why wouldn't we, right? Now, with the wagon full, we're going to take all this over to the silo, and to the left here is where I want to build even more sheep pens that go pretty much follow the road down the pasture. So that is the ultimate goal, and this is going to be a nightmare. Okay, I'm going to have to take that turn a lot better next time, or we're going to end up taking out our fence, and I'm going to have to find a new route because this is ridiculous. We're going to have to back all the way up into here just to go straight. I swear I have a CDL somewhere in my wall. Just don't question me for it right now. And now with the second wagon done, I'm kind of excited that we're, getting things done, but I'm also very nervous about this turn. Let's see if we can go all the way over here. Very close. Hug the fence. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We are in there. We made it. Okay. I don't know if I could do it again, but we made it. And when we're filling up this wagon load, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate all the help that you guys have given me so far, the comments, everything like that. So really appreciate the community we're building over here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Now, finishing up here, we are going to take all of this that we're collecting and we are going to throw it into the silo like we've been doing. Then we're going to go down to Clever. We're going to purchase a plow, and then we are going to start plowing up the house side first because it's a smaller side. I don't know how much time we're going to have left in the day, but you know, let's try to get as much done as we can. Now back from Clever, and we're not loaded, so we're gonna get this size plow. All right, it's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, but man, do I not like those side ones. I love the one that just drags behind. It's so much easier. And I'm really happy that we're planting our own grass here. It's going to give us a better read on the field, and I just think that it's a little bit better for us to manage. So this is what we are going to do. It is going to take us a little bit of time, but we do have the grass, we do have the feed for the sheep that we will need so that they're not going to starve. But we're going to get this done as fast as possible so that we can continue growing grass, which is really, I mean, the main crop of our farm. And just thinking out loud, I think the field that we were just in collecting the straw, I think we are going to probably put the spinnery and the taller and things like that there, maybe a warehouse if we get big enough, so that we'll be able to keep our textiles there when they're not selling at a high price, and then move them out when they are in higher demand. It's just something I'm thinking about, but it does seem like it's a pretty good spot in my mind for these things. And that's going to put a bow on this video. We're going to wrap this one up and call it a day. I am going to continue. I've got about a half an hour more in this field. I'll plow this side up, and then I'll leave the rest of it for the next time. But until then, I hope you guys have a good day. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Griffin series here on The Herd. We are in Griffin, Indiana, where again, we are trying to make a clothing company out of this farm. We've got the sheep already here. We've got enough land that we can feed the sheep, and we can make some silage so we can get more sheep. So we are on our way to doing such a thing. But first, we have to make sure that we can feed our animals so they don't die on us. They're a pretty important part of this whole clothing thing. Now we have a couple fields. This is one of them. We harvested oat a couple videos ago here. I still have the oat. It's still in the silo, and we still have to sell it because if you look at the number in the top right, it looks like we have some money. We do not. That is actually the bank's money because we have a loan that we owe, a sizable one, and we have to pay it off because we don't want to get into debt too far where we can't get out. And that's where this comes in. We are going to make this grass. We are going to make this silage, wrap it up, and sell it down at the livestock barn so that we can get even more money to expand our farm even further. Now, as we're going around this, I'm seeing that there are some rocks, so I do want to get the roller out today. Hopefully, I would like to plow this field, and I would like to roll across the street. Let's hope that we can get both accomplished. I'm not really sure because this is a huge field, and we are a one-man army here in terms of farming. We have no helpers, no nothing. It's just us. So we're going to have our hands full. Now, of course, we're going to make this grass. As I said, we are going to make this silage, and we are going to collect a pretty penny off of this field. After we do all that, and as we grow bigger, I could see this being where we put our productions over here, maybe flattening out this a little bit over, you know, on the other side of the field than where we're at right now. Putting some productions down, things like that. It'd be a good place to put them because I do want to keep that big field across from our house and where we're putting the sheep right now. I want to keep all of that field clear for grass because I just see so much potential in making silage. And into the 1 o'clock hour, and would you believe that we're still not done with this? However, we're getting close. After we get done with this, we're gonna head down to the good folks, our best friends, Clever Motors, who have taken all of our money. And we are going to grab a roller. We're going to try to do the house side first because we want to get the grass looking good over there first. It's a preference thing. She's on my butt about getting grass. It looks terrible out. I don't want to talk about it, but we're going to have to do that first. And now heading into Griffin on our way to Clever Motors. And I just want to say, I love how this map is built. I like the downtown. You can buy little parcels of land, different houses, things like that. Little pieces of property here in town, which I think is a really nice touch. And if you're a map maker, please do this because it makes me a really happy person. And now deep into the day after 4 o'clock, and we just got done with the visit to Clever Motors. We always feel lighter in the pockets, and this is really no different. We do have a roller though, and we are going to bring that up to our farm. We're going to go onto the house side first, roll that up, get some rocks pushed right back into the ground so that it really helps the maintenance of our equipment and things like that. But we'll get that done, and then tomorrow, I'm saying tomorrow because I can't see us getting both done, but then tomorrow we'll keep this overnight and do the next field in the next video. But let's go get this done first. And now, as promised, up here at our farm, rolling the field on the house side first, of course. And we're probably going to end the video here. If you haven't, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out tremendously. I really appreciate you guys, all the support that you've given the channel so far. And we will see you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd. We are making a clothing company here in Griffin, Indiana. And before we get any further, let me just address the obvious to people who have been following the series. Yes, we have a New Holland. We bought a skid steer because woke up this morning, a ton of wool needed to be moved. We need to get on that. We needed this anyway. So we took out another loan, and man, are these loans piling up. But we've got the equipment that we need now, I think, and we are ready to roll. Now, on today's agenda, we are going to mow a lot of grass, and by that I mean over on the sheep side where we just were. We are going to mow that entire field up today because we are going to need to sell some silage very fast to get these loans all paid off so that eventually we can get the production points that we need. And now driving over into the field, and as you can see, it is massive, but we have got to get this done because it is already the second day of August, and I don't think we're going to get another cutting. We may, we won't. It's wishful thinking, and I would love for that to be true, but I believe that this is probably going to be the last of the cuttings. And with that said, I think as we get into the winter months, if there are any contracts, it would be great, but we're going to have to maximize the amount of contracts that we do here if we're going to get going. Now, we're going to need a lot of time. It is almost 7:30 in the morning. That is the good news. The bad news is that this field is massive and will take a long time to get done. I think the end goal here today, a good spot that would make me happy, is if we could get the windrowing not done. I don't think that's feasible, but I do think that we could start the windrowing. So we'll see. That's where we're aiming for today at the end of the day here. And guys, just a friendly reminder to hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. It really helps out the video. And thank you guys so much for all of the support so far. Let's just keep this video going because we have got a ton more windrowing and mowing to do. And 11:45 here on the farm, and we are going to be working right through lunch because we want to get this field done. There is a lot of money to be generated with this field, and we are frankly in debt a lot of money, so we need to get that taken care of. And I think this cutting may do that. It may get us very close to zero. At very least, it's going to get us a lot closer. And it's a good thing we worked through lunch because it's already 2:15. It is getting late, but we are just about done. I am going to finish this up and then go across the street and get the windrower. And now a little after 4 o'clock, and I've been at this windrowing thing here for about a half an hour, 45 minutes. We're setting ourselves up real well for the next time we're here at the farm, and I'm really happy with how far we've gotten so far. But hey, let's see how much more windrowing we can get done. Maybe we can get this field done. I'm probably crazy, but let's see how close. And now 6:30 and the sun still out, and that's really good news for us because we need it. We are trying to windrow this whole thing today. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but as you can see, we have done the outside and, worked our way in. So you can kind of see the progress. I don't think it will happen, but it's going to be very close. Approaching the 8 o'clock hour, and guys, we did it. It is done. We have windrowed this whole field today, and I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna make that gorgeous sky right there the last thing we see. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of the support, and we'll catch you next time. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd. We are making a clothing company here in Griffin, Indiana. And before we get any further, let me just address the obvious to people who have been following the series. Yes, we have a New Holland. We bought a skid steer because woke up this morning, a ton of wool needed to be moved. We need to get on that. We needed this anyway. So we took out another loan, and man, are these loans piling up. But we've got the equipment that we need now, I think, and we are ready to roll. Now, on today's agenda, we are going to mow a lot of grass, and by that I mean over on the sheep side where we just were. We are going to mow that entire field up today because we are going to need to sell some silage very fast to get these loans all paid off so that eventually we can get the production points that we need. And now driving over into the field, and as you can see, it is massive, but we have got to get this done because it is already the second day of August, and I don't think we're going to get another cutting. We may, we won't. It's wishful thinking, and I would love for that to be true, but I believe that this is probably going to be the last of the cuttings. And with that said, I think as we get into the winter months, if there are any contracts, it would be great, but we're going to have to maximize the amount of contracts that we do here if we're going to get going. Now, we're going to need a lot of time. It is almost 7:30 in the morning. That is the good news. The bad news is that this field is massive and will take a long time to get done. I think the end goal here today, a good spot that would make me happy, is if we could get the windrowing not done. I don't think that's feasible, but I do think that we could start the windrowing. So we'll see. That's where we're aiming for today at the end of the day here. And guys, just a friendly reminder to hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. It really helps out the video. And thank you guys so much for all of the support so far. Let's just keep this video going because we have got a ton more windrowing and mowing to do. And 11:45 here on the farm, and we are going to be working right through lunch because we want to get this field done. There is a lot of money to be generated with this field, and we are frankly in debt a lot of money, so we need to get that taken care of. And I think this cutting may do that. It may get us very close to zero. At very least, it's going to get us a lot closer. And it's a good thing we worked through lunch because it's already 2:15. It is getting late, but we are just about done. I am going to finish this up and then go across the street and get the windrower. And now a little after 4 o'clock, and I've been at this windrowing thing here for about a half an hour, 45 minutes. we're setting ourselves up real well for the next time we're here at the farm, and I'm really happy with how far we've gotten so far. But hey, let's see how much more windrowing we can get done. Maybe we can get this field done. I'm probably crazy, but let's see how close. And now 6:30 and the sun still out, and that's really good news for us because we need it. We are trying to windrow this whole thing today. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but as you can see, we have done the outside and, worked our way in. So you can kind of see the progress. I don't think it will happen, but it's going to be very close. Approaching the 8 o'clock hour, and guys, we did it. It is done. We have windrowed this whole field today, and I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna make that gorgeous sky right there the last thing we see. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of the support, and we'll catch you next time. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd. Today we are across the street again, over where the sheep are. We are going to bale up all of the grass that we windrowed last time, and then we are going to bale it up into silage bales. We'd like to get even. Our debt is about $100,000. I want to get above water first before we move on to getting productions and things like that. So I'd like to get out of debt. Now, of course, the first thing we got to do is we have to feed the sheep because we need them alive so that they can produce some wool. So we're doing that. We're going to give them water, and then we are going to get that baler and start hitting the field because we're going to need a lot of time today to get this done. And in addition to food, sheep also, of course, need water. And I'm really happy that we have this lake here on the farm. It really looks good. At first, I had a little bit of a different opinion on it. I thought, this is a lot of land that we could be mowing and turning into silage so that we could make more money. But it's really nice to have this water right here so that we have it available to our sheep. And as you can see, we're not running out anytime soon. And now with everyone fed, everyone watered, everyone is happy except for us because we've got a lot more work to do. We are going to be here in the field all day long picking up this grass, or at least baling it right now and hopefully wrapping it. And also, I talked the last episode about wanting to put some contracts together, and we have found one. Our neighbor just to the south of us will be asking us to do this as well. She's seen us cutting and baling and wrapping into silage, and she wants that done too to her land. So we are going to do that in the next episode, but we first got to get these baled up so that they can ferment and all that other good jazz. And in the 10 o'clock hour, we are making good progress. The goal for today, where I would love to leave today, is if we could get at least some of these bales that we're baling right now wrapped up and fermenting overnight. Now, I don't know how many bales we're going to be able to do, but I do know that that is the goal. So let's keep going. We're making good timing, and we'll see how far we get. Now, with roughly 400 sheep on the farm, we will soon be making money from wool. I will be selling that here in the future, and we will be using that money as an investment in our clothing company because we're going to need it. But here's the question. When we get that money, do we invest it in the production side of things and start trying to make clothes with the amount of sheep we have and the amount of wool we're producing? Or do we end up getting more sheep? That way we end up making more wool, which is more money, and maybe a faster way to get to the production without the loan. I don't know. Drop me your opinion in the comments, and it would be really nice to hear. All right, now approaching noon, and we are done with the baling, which is great news because we have the whole afternoon that we are able to set aside so that we can start wrapping all of these bales. The sooner we get them wrapped, of course, the sooner they will ferment, and the sooner we can make money off them. Now, as we begin the wrapping, we've got a really good contract down there at the livestock yard. They like the silage that we're giving, so we're going to continue doing this throughout the year. Well, obviously not in the winter, but next year and the year after, we have this ongoing contract, which is great for us because we've got a lot of money invested in this, and we are going to be getting a lot of money from all of this silage sales. Now, as we continue in the field and we continue to wrap these bales, it gives me a minute to tell you that we're trying to do this every day. I want to do a video every single day. Every now and then, of course, I will probably miss one day, but I am trying to do a daily video drop here on the herd, and I've already got a couple series that I have in mind that I would like to start working on so that we can start releasing. But these two series aren't going anywhere. We've just started with this one. We don't even have any productions, but just so you know the future and what I have planned here for the channel. Now back on track, and it is close to 3 o'clock, and we are making really good progress here in the field, getting these bales done. And I was just trying to remember how much the last haul was the last time we did this. I think it was somewhere close to $100,000, which again would be a perfect number because that's exactly how many dollars we are in debt, and it would be nice to at least get somewhere close to the neighborhood of zero, or hey, maybe even making a profit right now, but that's very short term. Now getting later in the day, and we're going to continue doing this, but this is where I'm going to leave the video for today. And hey, thank you guys so much for all the support. If you like the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel and the video, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd, and today we are going to be busy. Actually, we're going to be busier than we usually are because today we're going to take 2 episodes, we're going to wrap them up into one so that we can get moving with this series. And today we have a contract that we have to fulfill, but first let's get these sheep some water, let's get these sheep some food, and let's start this day off right. Now, in previous episodes, I said that we needed a contract so that we could kind of get this thing moving, and we found one. We didn't look very far either. Our next door neighbor, she's looking to get her field mowed and then baled up, sent to the livestock, probably livestock yard, so that she can get money from the silage that we're going to wrap it up into. But today, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be over in her field. It's huge. So we are going to grab our mower because we don't want to spend any money. We want to make as much money from this situation as we possibly can. So we're not going to lease any equipment. It's going to take us a little longer. That's fine because we've got 2 episodes rolled into one. We've got time, right? And I know, it shouldn't matter, but this thing looks dirty. And I know we're about to go get it dirtier, but it's just bugging me. So let me just wash this off real quick so that we can go get it dirty again. We're making a lot of sense over here. And now, unneeded glow up aside, we are headed to the field with a really nice mower. You gotta say that. It's clean. It is clean. And wait until we get one more pass around this thing, and it's gonna be dirty. But here we are in the pasture, and this is our neighbor. We are going to do good by her because we eventually want to buy this land if she ever wants to sell it. But we are going to do it for better reasons than that. We're going to do it because she's paying us. So let's get this field mowed. Let's get it all ready up, and then we can get this windrower out. And a little after 8 o'clock, and we are still going with this field. I'm hoping that we're going to get done by noonish, 1-ish. That way we can get this windrowing done. I do know that this contract's going to be a 2-day thing. So do you, because we're rolling these 2 episodes into this video. But how much can we get done today? Because this will also help us with the next day. Obviously, we want to get all this done in 2 days. We don't want to make it linger into 3. And you know, at the start of this, I said sarcastically that it would be really nice to have this, but it would be really nice to have this because there is a lot of grass here that we would be able to mow, and you know we like to do that on this channel, or at least in this series. We would love to mow that grass and make it into silage because that will make us even further ahead. And hey, the location of this is perfect. It's right next to our farm, and it's fairly flat. Nothing really to not like about this farm, or about this field I should say, but we want it, and eventually in time maybe we'll be able to offer her something that she wouldn't be able to refuse. And now back up here at our place, we're going to drop the mower off and pick up the windrower. We are way behind where I thought we would be. I thought it would be about noon or 1 o'clock. That turned out to be wishful thinking. It's almost 3 o'clock, but we're going to grab this windrower and we're going to get as much done as we can when we still have the sunlight, because again, it will just set us up better for the next day, which will be tomorrow. And when we're windrowing, I just wanted to give you guys a little reminder to hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel a lot. And we're on the road to 400. We are almost at 400. So I want to thank all of you guys for all the support on the channel, the comments, the likes, everything. Just thank you so much for everything. And we'll get back to the video. And also, regarding the next couple months, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do in terms of the winter. If I'm just going to take care of the sheeps without recording it and just kind of do that until I get to the next spring, because I'm not really sure how many videos I'm going to be able to make in the winter here. It's not really too much to do. It's not really much going on. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm playing it by ear right now, but just letting you know that we might get to a point where I'm going to fast forward it through the winter. That way we can start with the spring and start brand new. But just a little programming note. And that's a programming note for a few months away. Right now, I'm not really sure what we're going to do. I think I want to buy more sheep. I think that's kind of where I've landed, because if we buy more sheep, we'll be able to get more wool. More wool makes more money. Or we could try to get even here and then go into further debt by buying a production place. I don't think we're ready for the production place until maybe March or April of the next summer. So I would like to build up to that, but I'm not really sure when we're going to get that. I would prefer to do that next summer. That way we can really start rocking and rolling when it comes to the March, April months of getting all of the wool that we end up collecting and putting it to use. And now, as you can see, it is getting dark. So we are going to stop for today. We're going to go back home, get some food, get some rest, and then come back out here tomorrow morning and do this again, because we really want to get this done so that we can get some money. Now, the next day, it is 6 in the morning and we are already in the field. We had a nice snooze. We had some good food last night, and now we are ready to continue the windrowing. And there's a lot of windrowing here. So we are going to have to really move today if we really want to get everything done. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to sell all the bales today that we make, but first we have to get all this windrowing done, and then we have to bale them up, and then we got to wrap them. So I'm not really sure. I'm not feeling too confident today in terms of how much we're going to get done. I don't know if we're going to complete this job or not, but either way, if we get the silage bales wrapped today, that's great, because then they'll be able to ferment overnight. We're not going to actually be able to sell them anyway. So let's just try to get as much done as we can today. Hopefully tomorrow, all we have to do is wait for them to ferment and then sell them. Now, done with the windrowing, and most people aren't even out of bed here in Griffin, so that's farming, ladies and gentlemen. But we are headed up to the farm. We are going to grab the baler, and we are giving ourselves a lot of time here today with this baler. And hopefully we're not going to need all of it, because I would really like to start wrapping some of these bales into silage bales. Let's see how far we can get. We're going to need it overnight to ferment anyway, but I would love to have a bunch of bales wrapped and fermenting when we go to bed tonight. Let's see if we can make that happen. It's a tall order, but we'll try. Now, I do realize that I could have gotten the big crone. I could have rented the big crone. We could have gotten a lot done a lot faster. I could have even taken this baler, well, not this one, I think another one, and dragged it behind me and windrow and baled it at the same time. But here's all of that, right? We don't have any money for all of that. And we already have the equipment here. So we're going to be doing this the hard way, the long way, for a little bit. But know that I know that exists, and know that that will be an option if we can afford this eventually down the road. Right now, we're looking at more sheep. We're looking at a taller. We're looking at a spinnery. We're looking at a lot of different things. And that crone, that's a little bit further down on the list right now. So it's noon and we're almost done with this baling, and as usual we're going to work through lunch, but that's okay because we have got the afternoon to try to roll all of these bales, and I'm really hoping that we can get most of these bales done, if not all of them, because it would be excellent if we could have them fermenting overnight. We've already got some bales that we have to take down to the livestock yard anyway, so this will be a really nice episode where we're just making money, and that's the best kind of episodes, guys. And now 2 o'clock hour, and we are moving right along, but look out at the sea of bales. There's no way that we get all this done today. No way. I don't care how fast that thing wraps. We have got a lot to do. So we are going to continue doing that. We've got a few more hours left, and we're going to see how far we can go because it looks like this is going to be a 3-day job. But the best part about that is that the third day is going to be where we're probably making some money here. So, you know, it's not on goal. We wanted to make it 2, but if it's 2.5 or 3, whatever. I mean, as long as we're making some money, right? And now getting late into the day, and as you can see, the sun has left the building, and that's what we're about to do. We're going to leave this video right here, and we will pick it up the next day here in game when next time we're at Griffin. But man, that is going to be a good day because we are going to make a lot of money. And now the series is going to start progressing pretty fast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I'll talk to you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the Herd. And today's a special one, guys, because today is the day we sell all of this silage. We're going to be able to see how much money all of this is worth, and it's going to have to be worth at least $100,000. Because that's how far we're in the hole. But as you see, we just fed the sheep. We just watered the sheep before I hit the record button. And now we are going to pick up this silage. Let's hope that there is a lot of money in this field. And oh, what an exciting time to be alive, because I think this is going to be $20,000 that we are going to do here. And I think that we have more than 5 loads. That's just my guess. And that's good because the 5 loads are going to get us to even. And then everything after that is going to be profit. And also an update on our neighbor's property. We have got everything wrapped up. We are waiting for it to ferment. I know some of the bales are already fermented into silage. So might start that today. I don't know how far we're going to get today, but it's more likely a job for tomorrow. And now backed up here and delivering the load, and it's looking like $23,000, which is good. That's $3,000 more than I thought we were going to get. That's great news. Let's get back up to the farm and get some more. And now nearing noon, and look at that number. We are in the $70,000 range, which means we're, I don't know, about 1-2 loads away from breaking even. So it means we're going to make profit today, no doubt. There are many bales out here, and if I can keep this tractor on 4 wheels, that would help a lot. We don't need to spend money repairing this tractor. We need money for more sheep and for production things. And also just an update here on the next couple episodes. Next episode, we are going to get back to our neighbor's field. We are going to be selling everything that we wrapped. But then the next episode after that, and definitely before October, we want to plow this field up right here and lime it. That way we can start seeding for grass. I don't know if we're going to do that in the beginning of next year or if we're going to try to fit it in at the end of this year. But either way, it's got to be done, and that is going to be a very big feat. And now moving along with our day, and I would estimate us to have a couple more hours here. This is what we had pinned for the day, is just to sell the silage. If we have some time, I may try to bring 1 load of our neighbor's stuff down, because I want to get familiar with where this place is. I want to, you know, kind of introduce myself so that tomorrow we can just get down there and start unloading and start getting that contract done. That contract's going to pay a good amount of money, so that will help her, that will help us, and that will ultimately help the clothing company become a reality. Sorry to hit you in the head with that tree branch. And now the numbers looking good. We at least have $42,000 in profit here, and we haven't even counted what we're backing up to the dock right now. But you know, when we sell all this, it will be good because we are going to sell the wool as well that we're getting. We could use that for starting, right? No, we're going to use that for money because we need to get the money in order to get the production so that we can use the wool. So the wool is just basically really good income right now until maybe next year when we're able to start using the productions that we're able to buy. And now as we are done with our field, we're just a little shy of 175,000, which means that's about $75,000 in profit. And we switch over to Zoe Scott. Who is that? That is our neighbor. She is giving us $37,000 to pick up all of these bales. So it is definitely worth it for us to transport them because we've already done all the hard work. But let's get that down there because I at least want to get one load down before we call it a day because I want to know where this place is. Now, as we head down Main Street in Griffin, just want to remind you guys to hit the like and the subscribe button if you've liked the video. It really helps out the channel quite a bit, and I really appreciate it. You see where we're going. There is a green mark from the sky telling us where to head. So we're going to head there, and I'm going to head out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd. And yes, again, we are in Griffin, Indiana, and we are in this field of our neighbors. We're finishing off these silage bales. We have to go give them to the biogas facility. So we are going to do that now, but we have to pick all of these bales up. So we're in the field early because we're going to need a good amount of the day today in order to get this done. Now headed down Main Street in Griffin, and we are loaded up. We are headed to the biogas facility. We are going to drop these bales off, and I'm not really sure how many loads we're going to have to do today. I do know that there are a lot of bales in that field. We want to get this thing done. I mean, we wanted to, you know, maybe get it done in 2 days. We are on the 3rd day of this contract, so we have to get this thing done so that we can move on because we've got a couple other things at our farm that we have to do as well. All right, one down and many more to go, but that's okay because we're going to get $30,000 from this contract, and that is exactly the kind of money we need rolling in every day. And also, just a life pro tip, make your neighbors happy. Your life will be much easier. Now, our money situation, we all know we have an $100,000 loan looming over us, okay? That's the bad news. The good news is that what we're transporting right now and all the other bales in that field are now ours. And why that is because our neighbor told us that she wanted us to help us out. She sees us working hard up there, and she is beyond nice. So she is going to invest in the farm in that regard by putting some money in there, and we're going to help her out with some clothes, right? Because we're nice people. But this is all of our money. So let's see how much more money we can grab from this field over here. Now, as we drive up into this field, as I said, all of the remaining bales, they're ours. And that's great because there's probably a couple more loads up here that we can do. So we're going to get a really nice bonus on top of a nice payday, which is the $30,000. And it's all because we took a day extra to get this done. That's how nice this neighbor is. I don't know if I can compete with that. Now, we have been in Griffin the last few days, and I realized that I wanted to give this series a little bit of a push only because I felt like there was a lot of work that we needed to do here, and I wanted to make it a short amount of time so that we could kind of push this series along and start getting to our productions next year and things like that. But we will be in the Pioneer series here very shortly. And now with the last bale here being picked up in the neighbor's field, we are done, and we are ready to collect the $30,000. We're ready to collect all of this as well, these bales, and we have to fix this tractor because it keeps going out on me. But in the next episode, we are going to be picking up our bales that are done fermenting up in our field. So there's all kinds of money getting poured in here. We are doing really well right now, but that's where we're going to leave the video. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll talk to you next time. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd. As you see, it's raining outside. Well, technically it rained last night and it's not in the forecast today. That's good news for us because we need to be in this field today and plowing it up. We're going to make grass here again, but we just want to have a little bit more management and control over it. So we are going to plow this up, but first we got to get all of this wool out of here because we've got a lot of it. We've definitely got a trailer load, and it's going to help us financially, especially as we increase our farm, either the sheep or a production. I can't really figure out which yet. And I say that it rained last night, and it did, but I did not think that it was going to go into this morning. That's not going to help us. And I don't know if this would really be advised, to be honest, plowing in the rain, but we're going to do it anyway because we got a lot of stuff that we got to get done. And 8:18 and still raining. I know it's supposed to stop today, but until then, it's going to get a little annoying here. We are plowing in the rain, and we have got a lot to do. So let's get back to it. Now 1:30 and we're making good progress. As you see, it has stopped raining finally. It actually just stopped raining, so the weatherman could not have been more wrong. But we're going to continue plowing this up, and hopefully we can get this done by the end of the day because I would really love to roll all of this the next episode. That way we can get done with the fields already. And now, just to keep you guys in the loop of future episodes and future plans here on the Griffin series, I think we want to get sheep. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to purchase more sheep so that we can bring in more wool. We'll have more things to sell, and that will be a constant revenue source, a revenue stream for us, just selling wool all the time, and grass and silage until we can get the productions that we need to really make some money on this farm. And that, of course, is the ultimate goal of clothing. And I'm really excited for next year because we are going to have all of these fields limed, fertilized, ready for ultimate growth here so that we can maximize everything that we are getting from our fields. I'm really happy about that because the more grass we cut and the more wool that we make, the faster the production process goes and the more clothes we're able to make. We're pretty close. Next year is going to be a pretty pivotal year for us. Now 5 o'clock and we are still in this field, and we are going to get this done today, or at least very close. We have a few more hours here. The sun is not going to cooperate after that, but until then, let's try to get everything done and see how much we can go, because after we get this done, we have to do the rolling, and I'm sure that's going to be the next video. And a little change of pace in this video, we are going to combine yesterday and today into one. So we're going to keep going with this one, and it is the next day. Obviously, we are going to start by feeding the sheep as we usually do, just giving them some grass, giving them some water, getting them going for the day. All right, and occasionally we do need to fill this thing back up. So we are going to go over to the lake, get some water from the lake, and that is a really good resource, especially how close it is to the sheep pen. But today we are going to get some rolling done on this field. We want to get these stones pressed back into the ground so that it doesn't mess up our equipment too much. We could pick them up, but that will take forever, and honestly, we've got a lot to do here in the next couple days. And now that task done, we're headed down to Griffin, and more importantly, or more specifically, we are headed down to Clever Motors. We're going to lease this roller. I didn't buy one because I don't think we're going to need to use it as much. It's not going to be worth the cost, so we'll just keep leasing it for now until maybe a couple years from now when we have a lot of money and maybe we can just buy it so that it's easier. But for now, we're just going to continue leasing. And now that set us back a couple $1,000s, but it's going to be worth it in the end. We're headed back up to the field, and on the left here, you see that we still have our equipment over here. We still have some bales over here that we need to bring back, and that's all for our profit. We're going to do that either at the end of today or most likely the next video, but we'll get that done so that we can collect even more money from there. Lucky our neighbor's so cool. But we are now into the field and we are going to unfold this and get this thing started. And now approaching 11 o'clock here, and we are doing pretty well. We're getting this field done. We have a good problem here in that this field is big. This field is huge, actually. It's two big fields combined into one, and we're going to be able to make a lot of money off that. But at the same time, we also have to do a little bit better time management because we have to get all of this done before the weather turns. And I think we're going to make it, but we're going to have to get on it. And now a few more hours left on this field, I project anyway. I think we're going to be able to get this done, and it's really important that we get this field all rolled today for a couple reasons. One, financially, we are going to be able to save money because we're not going to have to lease it for the next day, but also time management wise, we are going to be able to get this done, start tomorrow with a new thing, which is going to be liming it, and then eventually seeding with grass so that we can continue to make money on this. Silage is the way that we're going to make all of our dreams happen, I think, and I'm ready to go all in on that. And now 5:46, and we are done with this field. We have gotten this rolling job done, so we'll be able to get this down to Clever and not take the hit for the additional day, which is going to help us out quite a bit. In the next couple episodes, we are going to lime this field. We're also going to seed this field with grass, probably actually oil seed first. That way we can get some extra bonus there. But also, we have to pick up the silage bales. I think we probably have, I don't know, maybe half of a load, 3/4 of a load that we can bring down to the livestock barn, though. So that's the next couple episodes. But until then, thanks for hanging out today, and I'll talk to you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd. And as usual, we are here in the morning filling up the sheep pen, making sure they've got water and food so that we can get on with our day. And today it's going to be a busy one. We're going to be in this field that we're in right now. We're going to be liming everything up. That way we're able to plant seeds, and this field is the only one that isn't limed right now. The other two are limed. We're going to be seeding it with grass. That way we're able to get more silage. It's the way we make money around here right now until we can actually buy these productions, which is looking like probably next year and probably early. Now, with the sheep all taken care of, we are headed to Clever Motors, where else, where we are going to, well, this time we're going to buy the fertilizer spreader. We leased it last time because our financial situation was such that we actually kind of needed to, but now we have some money. We're going to buy this outright because we are going to use it enough times where it's not going to make much sense going forward to lease this. So we're going to buy this, we're going to buy lime, and we are going to head back up to the field and start working. And now headed back up to the farm, and specifically to the big field here with all of this lime. I do want to make a road that does this. That way we can continue to do that. I like that turn a little bit easier than the other way, but let's get this lime started and let's see how long this is going to take us today, because I also would like to plant oilseed radish before we get the grass done. I'm not really sure if we're going to have enough time to do both, but if we get this done today, hopefully we can get some of the oilseed radish down tomorrow, and then hopefully squeeze in a grass planting. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's probably going to be next year that we do that, but we're never going to know if we don't get to it. So let's start working. And now 8:45, and we are done with the lime. And by that, I don't mean the field. I mean the lime itself is out. We have to refill this. And the good news is we've got 3 bags on the other side of the road that we've just kind of been dodging for the last couple episodes because I haven't really needed them. But we're going to go over here right now. Here they are. We'll fill this up and continue rolling on with our day. Okay, now there's been something that I've been struggling with, and that is when should we fast forward to go into next spring? Obviously, I'm going to have to play these games just to feed the sheep and stuff throughout the winter, but I would like to fast forward the series. That way we're not just sitting here watching me feed sheep in the winter. But I'm thinking that after we plant the grass, I think that's probably when we're going to fast forward to the spring. Just letting you know, heads up on everything that's coming up with this series. 3:30 and we are finishing up with this field. It has been a day here to remember in this field. We've been here all day with this line, but now that we are in the later stages of the afternoon, there's a couple other things we got to get done. Now, in the last couple videos, we did a contract and we were to wrap the silage bales here for our neighbor, and she's great. She actually donated the last third of the silage bales to us, and we have yet to pick them up. We've picked up some of them, but we still have to wrap some of these bales so that we can get them because it's our money. She donated them to us, so we might as well pick them up. We might as well profit off them because it might be about a full trailer load. Now, in doing this contract, we did discuss purchasing this field from the neighbor. The neighbor had said that she was going to put it up for sale. Her family had moved out of the area. It's too big. She doesn't have any equipment for it anyway. We got the contract just so that we could maintain it. So it is our neighbor. It would be a really good field to get, and it's made me reconsider getting a loan. And the reason is because I think we could make enough silage sales every year to pay all of the monthly payments back to that loan. And if we got the productions, we would make, more money faster, which would help us pay the loan off faster. So just things that are going through my head. But in spring, don't be surprised if we don't get a huge loan. And I thought I would never say that, but at the end of the day, this opportunity is too big and we don't want someone else purchasing this field out from underneath us. Now, all done with the contract, and I really do mean that this time. We've got all of the bales out, things like that. The only thing I do have to do is drop this off, go back and pick up the windrower, but you're just gonna have to trust that I did that because I'm not gonna take you on that ride. This is where this video ends. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd, and we are in our neighbor's field to start off today. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Get a little bit of a late start because I slept in. Have you ever done that before? People just think, you're a farmer, you got to wake up at 5. Man, I'm human. I ate too much pizza last night. Now, where that is a very sad and very true story, we are going to shelf that for now. We are on our way to Griffin. We are headed to the livestock barn where we are going to sell all of these bales. This is from the contract from our neighbor, and she graciously donated all of these bales to us. So we are going to get even further ahead with our money. What a nice lady. She deserves the first t-shirt. Well, and a couple more things than that. Okay. All right, now that our stinginess is out of the way, we are here at the livestock barn. We are going to, of course, deliver these to these guys. I think we're going to make somewhere in the 20,000 mark, which is really good because we need it. And we will be able to get productions next year. As I've said in prior videos, we are probably going to take out a loan, which is so against everything I do in this game. But in order to progress the series, let's try to do that. And then let's try to pay back that loan, which should be pretty significant. But honestly, how fast we acquire money here, I don't know if it's going to be that long of a time period. All right, now back up at the farm, and we're going to drop off this bale collector because we have to head back down to Griffin. Got to go visit our friends over at Clever Motors because we got to get a seeder. What we're going to do today, we got all of these fields limed up the last couple episodes, and now we are going to plant some oilseed radish first, let that grow, and then we are going to put some grass into the ground because we're going to need grass. That is our number one money maker here, and with sheep, that makes all the sense in the world because that is their food. But either way, I'll stop rambling. We'll get down to Griffin, and we will pick up that cedar. All right, now leaving Clever Motors, and man, we have spent a lot of money there, but You know, the cedar we are leasing out. The seeds cost a lot of money, but we are leasing the cedar for now. Financially, it makes the most sense, and it's just like the roller, really. When we get enough money, when everything's paid off, we'll probably just buy one. That way we can have it up at the farm, and we won't have to worry about coming down here and leasing. But for right now, it makes the most sense money-wise for us to lease. So that's what we're going to continue doing. Now, up here at the farm, a couple minutes shy of 11 o'clock, and I think we're doing pretty good. I think we have made some money already this morning, which is always good. It kind of offset us spending money right after that, which is usually what happens in farming. The cedar, of course, we had to lease, but now to the left here is what we like to call house side, and that is where we are going to start here, seeding all of this oil seed. Now, a little news on our neighbor. As I mentioned in the last couple episodes, she's looking to sell this piece of property over here, and I gave her a call. I let her know that we are interested in buying that piece of property over there. And you know, I may have shot my mouth off a little too much because I don't know how we're going to pay for that without a loan. I assumed that the Griffin Bank would give me a loan. I hope they will. I think they will. We still have to go down and figure out if they will give us a loan. And if they will give us a loan, then we will buy all of that land that you see over there to the left, and we will make a lot more money. Now, this house side over here is deceptively big. I don't know if we're even going to get all of this done today. I hope so. I can keep going through trees like that, and we can get this thing done real fast. Really fast. Now, I just sort of mentioned a loan and moved on with my day, but I think we will end up getting the loan. I think we're going to be approved for it. We have enough things to put down. But here's the question. How much money do we want this loan to be for? Because we're going to need a spinnery, we're going to need a taller, we're going to need a warehouse, we're going to need more sheep. There's a lot of things that we're going to need. Plus, I think we're going to have to try to pay for that field if our neighbor sells it to us. So there's a lot of things to pay for, and I can't just go to the bank and take out $3 million or something. So where do we prioritize our money? What do we want to get first? If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments because I'm thinking about this now. Now, as I said, this field is deceptively big. We are not going to move on to another field. We are not going to pass go. What we're going to do is get this field done and call it a video, but we are going to be in the fields again for the next one. We got to get all of this planted so that we can get the grass planted and then move through winter into next spring. I'm probably going to fast forward the winter, but that's where we're going to leave the video for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate all the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd. And that's right, we're back for a second day in a row here in Griffin, Indiana, because we've got to get this oil seed planted so that we can get this crop planted. The crop, of course, being grass. And then, you know, we can enjoy the winter. We can kick our feet up. We can just feed the sheep and just relax because spring is going to be a busy one. Now, speaking of spring, we've got some things figured out, and we also have some questions that we have to answer still. The first thing we figured out is that we're definitely going to get the loan, but we don't know how much we are going to need. Now, one of the needs that I have is, if you look to the right, we have those sheep. I want to put another pen over there. I want to take half of the sheep out of the old pen and put them in the new pen. Then we can start producing more sheep. We won't have to pay for them, and they will produce more wool, which will produce more clothes, or we can just sell the wool wholesale and make some money that way if we're in a pinch as well. But the question over all of that is, how much money do we actually take out? Now, fortunately, we don't have to come up with that answer right now. That's what winter is for on the farm. But we do have to ask ourselves what we are going to first need. As far as warehouses, I think we've got enough space. I think we definitely got enough space to house stuff, because as soon as we get wool, we're going to be bringing it over to production. And as soon as we get clothes, that's enough money that I'll make one trip down there to Griffin, just so that we can, you know, get a pallet of clothing to the people of Griffin, because we're fine people, right? Well, yes, but we also just need some money. Now, in the next few episodes, we're going to be planting the grass. I'm hoping that we're able to beat the cold weather and get that planted. And then what's going to happen in the winter, I think, is I'll just feed the sheep. There's not really too much going on here at the farm other than keeping the sheep alive. And then we'll pick it back up in the spring. But that's a few episodes from now, just letting you know how we're going to handle the winter. Now, are we doing a lot of field work lately? Yes, we are. But the good news is we're just setting up the infrastructure here, because we are going to have some nice planted grass that we planted ourselves. We're going to be able to manage it a little bit better, and we're just going to continuously cut until we grow this empire here of clothing. And I do like how flat this land is over here. So this is a prime candidate for where we are going to actually put our productions. I like it for just how flat it is. I like it for how close it is to the farm, but also it's kind of secluded back here, which will make our trucks a little easier, less traffic to pull in and out of. So I think that will be a good spot here to put everything. Now, after doing these fields for 2 days, the one thing that I want, and the biggest thing on my wish list, is a bigger tractor. I don't care what we got to do, because we have to lease bigger equipment so we don't have to spend all day in these fields. I love the fields, I do. And it sounds it, right? But we have a lot more things that we have to do, and we can make a lot more money if we get a bigger tractor. Now, a few minutes shy of 2:30, and we're doing pretty good. We got that field all done, and I am going to try to make this turn, and we are going to try to get in the field here. Yes, without knocking down a fence. But here we go. We're going to unfold this, and we're going to get started on this. Let's not be crazy. We know we're not going to be getting done with this field today, but the more we can get done today, the more, or less I should say, we have to do tomorrow, and the more we can get done tomorrow. Guys, as we approach 500 subscribers, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. I appreciate you guys for watching the videos, following along with both the Griffin series and the Pioneer series. And I've been working on a new series. Not sure when we're going to debut that, but it is coming around the corner. So these two series will continue as well, but we'll also throw in another series here that I've been working on. So that's just a little programming note, and just a huge thank you guys for all of the support so far. And 6:15 here, and that's right, it is that dark because it's getting colder, because it's going to be winter soon. So we are going to have to get this field done. We're going to work a little bit longer, but we're not going to get it done today. We'll have to get it done in the next video. That's where we're going to leave this video. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out, watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd, and we are over here by the sheep, and it is very early because we've got a lot to do today. We are trying to beat the clock, so to speak. We have already planted the oilseed radish. We have gotten all the fields done there. Now we have to put some grass seed into the fields that we've just done, and then we can wait through winter, and hopefully it all germinates in spring and everything's ready to go. Now, for the last couple episodes, I've been wondering aloud, what do we do with the neighbor's field over there? Do we purchase it and take the opportunity, or do we let the opportunity go by and let someone else purchase it? Well, we are going to purchase the field, and I think that taking out a big loan is going to be very helpful, and it's not going to be so scary because we're going to be able to get a lot of silage bales, as you've seen with the contract, off of that field. and we'll be able to quickly pay back the loan that we are going to take. And it's going to be a big one, but I think it's something that we have to do to progress the series. Now, as the tree color is making it clear to us, we are already in fall and we're almost into winter, and we're gonna make it, I think. We have today and we have tomorrow and maybe the next day to get this done, and I think that we're going to do it, but we're going to have to work basically until the sun goes out on us. So we're going to be putting in some long days here for the next couple videos, but let's get back to it. And now downtown Griffin is where we are at. We're at Clever Motors and we're grabbing more seed. And that is something that we are going to be doing a lot of until we can get a silo up there with a bunch of seed in it. And that actually might be a winter project that's really good for us, is to get that, some gasoline, everything like that up on the farm so that we don't have to keep making these trips, because they do take a little bit of time, 20-30 minutes round trip to go down there, get this, and come back, and it really eats into our day. So maybe that's something that we should do in the winter when there's nothing going on. And now approaching 1:30 here on the house side, and I wanted to get done by 2 or 2:30, so I think we're going to be right on pace here, which is really good for us because we still have a lot more to go. And the next field we do is probably going to be the one over in the corner, not the sheep one, but the other field we own. We'll try to get these two done or as close to possible, because I know we're going to need almost all day to get the one across the street done. So we might as well save and reserve that for tomorrow and try to get that entire field done. But let's continue this because we're almost done with this. And now 2:15 and we are done with the house side, which is good because we've got a big field over here that we can get a big dent on here today. I do not think we're going to finish this full field today. I don't think there's enough sunlight here, but I do think that we are going to get a pretty good amount done. And this field's interesting to me because I'm not really sure, but I'm leaning towards putting the productions over here. The productions being the spinnery, the taller, and maybe a warehouse over here where we can put everything before we send it out to Griffin. But that's just me thinking out loud. Let's get this done, or let's get this close to done. That way we can have all day tomorrow to get that massive field over there on the other side of the road done. Okay, now we have been in this field for a while. I spared you the me driving in circles part, but we have got a good part of this field knocked out, which makes me feel good because that gives us a good lead in for tomorrow, where we could hopefully knock this out very early on in the day and then head over across the street and just get to work on that bigger field, because we are going to be at that all day long. But hey, that's where we're going to leave the video for today. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and today we are going to be in this field today. This is the last day of the year for us before we fast forward a couple months, probably until March, but we are in the field today. We are going to be planting some grass over here. Of course, grass is the #1 way that we make money. If you're new to the series, we are trying to build a clothing company here in Griffin, and next year I think we're actually going to do it. Now, we've been thinking of two different things for the last couple of videos here in this series, and the first thing is, are we going to get a loan? And yes, we are going to get a loan. I don't know how much money it's going to be for, but I would love to get a mower. I would love to get a warehouse. And of course, I would love to get all the production things that we need in order to make clothes. The other thing we've been thinking about is, are we going to buy the neighbor's field? And yes, we are also going to buy the neighbor's field. It's going to be part of the loan expense, but it's also going to be part of the solution in paying back the loan. What I mean by that is, we are going to buy the neighbor's field, and we are going to make silage bales until we can pay off this loan. And you're thinking, wow, that's going to take a long time, but it's really not. This field is huge. Now we are done with the field that I think we're going to put all the productions in. So now we're going to go over to our biggest field that we have, the one where we keep all the sheep. And before we get all this done, we're going to take a quick break from all of this seeding, and we are going to make sure that our animals are very good and very happy. Going to make sure that we give them water and give them food so that they don't die. And one of the many reasons that I love this map and I like this farm is because it's got this pond here. We're just able to fill up the water quick, give them back to our sheep, and then we'll get right back to business seeding this field, because as you can see, we're going to need a long time to do it. Approaching 1:30 in the afternoon, and we are still going strong in this field. We're going to need probably the majority of the day, so I'm going to take this time to let you know how we're going to simulate the winter. I'm obviously going to keep the sheep alive. I'm going to make sure that we just stack all of the wool outside the sheep pen, because we don't have a warehouse yet, and I don't really want to sell it outright, especially if we're going to buy some productions here in the future to make some clothes. So I'm just letting you know I'm going to simulate it after this video, and the next video I believe will probably be about March. 2:30 here on the farm, and we are still seeding this field. And man, it's been said before, we do need bigger equipment, but if you think about it, we're really not going to have to seed it too much. We're just going to keep this grass, and that's why I do want to invest in a big crone mower. That way we're able to drive around this thing at 3 times the speed, or get this thing done 3 times fast, I should say. So that is in the future, believe me. I also wanted to take this time to thank you guys for growing this channel to over 600 people. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the community that we have been able to build here on this channel, and it's all because of you guys. I just make this content, but you guys make this fun, and you guys keep this channel alive. So I wanted to thank you guys especially for getting us here. I really appreciate it. And guys, just a reminder, we're going to fast forward through the winter, so the next video is probably going to take place around March. I'm obviously going to feed the animals and everything as I simulate through the winter, and I will keep all of the wool outside of the pen because we don't have a warehouse, and because I want to show you guys just how much we are able to make with one full pen of sheep. But right now, that's where we're going to leave this video. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd. And if you haven't noticed yet, we're a couple months ahead of time. We have fast forwarded through the winter. The sheep kept producing the wool, the snow kept falling on the ground, and here we are in spring. And what we're going to do today, well, we're first going to start off by making sure that these sheep have plenty of food and plenty of water. Now, we said we were going to take out a loan, and things are going to happen fast this year. We have bought a crone mower, and we are going to get around this field 3 times faster than we usually did, which is really good because we're going to need a lot more time this year. We've got some productions going in, and I've decided that these productions are going to go in this field. So that's why we are going to mow this one up first. We want to take care of this field so that we can get the productions in the next couple days. That way we can start making some real money. Now, this mower isn't exactly where it ends. That's the first thing we got so that we could get in this field and start getting some work done. But there's other things that we have to buy, and we also have budgeted for. So we're going to take out a loan to buy a spinnery. We're going to take out a loan to buy a tailor, and we are going to take out a loan to buy the neighbor's field. And all 3 of those things together will push us very, very far this year. It's going to be a really good year of progress here on the farm. Now, of course, we're going to bale this up, and we are going to wrap this up afterwards into silage bales, which is good because we've got an ongoing contract with the livestock yard here in Griffin, and they called me up. They are looking for more silage, and it's great because we're looking for more money. It's a perfect relationship, and it has been a perfect relationship. Last year, it made us a lot of money. I'm not good at accounting, so I can't tell you exactly how much, but it paid for a lot of stuff. I'm sure a bank would accept that. and we're going to keep baling it up. We're going to try to get some of this wrapped up as well. We're going to see how much we can get wrapped up today, because I would really like to go into next episode having them all, just so we have to sell them so we can get done with this field. Now, as I said, over the winter, we were continuing to feed the sheep, and this is what they gave us. And it's a good start. I can't wait to get the productions going, because we'll be able to start immediately, and we're not going to have to worry about wool for a while. And now 5 o'clock hour, and we are going to wrap these bales up, let them ferment into silage overnight. But let's do one more day in this video, because why not? Let's get this thing done. And now up at 6 a.m. and we are headed over to the sheep. We're going to make sure that they have all the food, all the water that they need, so that that can get out of our mind, so that we can focus exclusively on cutting this grass. Now, if I was better at keeping records, I would be able to tell you down to the penny how much money we're going to make off this field. But since I'm not, we're going to make a lot. We're going to make a lot of money. And what we're going to do with this money is pay back this loan first and foremost. And then after that, I think we're going to, obviously get the productions and stuff with the loan. But with the money that we make in profit, we're just going to keep buying more sheep. Now, how many sheep is too many sheep? Well, we're going to test that. But what we're not going to test is how many bales are too many bales, because I don't know how much my computer can take. I mean, I've got a decent computer, but that's a lot of bales in these fields here. So the first field that we did, it's not done fermenting yet, but as soon as it is, we're going to get them down to the livestock, so my computer likes me more, so the livestock barn likes me more, and so that my bank account likes me more. Now, today we are going to be mowing this field up, and in full transparency, I am going to tell you that we're only going to do it till noon, because I messed up the recording and the last part of the day I did not record. But I'll drop all kinds of hints here. All we did was mow more. Now, even though we are getting done at noon today, we did get that huge field done across the street. We also got this field, or we're going to get this field, all mowed over here on the house side. So everything will be mowed, and we will have to collect a lot of grass in the next video. And then I'm thinking the video after that is when the bales will finally be done fermenting, then we can get them down to the livestock yard. But hey, that's where we're going to leave the video for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate all the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd, and we are going to be here in Griffin, Indiana for probably about a week. I want to get this series really going here and really progress this series, because I think the Pioneer series, we're going to have a lot of time to progress that. We've got a lot of other things that we need to do, and in this series we have a couple big steps that we have to complete, and I want to get them done as soon as possible. Now, I wanted to start off today over here with the wool, so that we can get this off the trigger point, so that we can continue making more wool. We need our sheep to always be producing, and it's early in the day, so if we didn't get this done now, we'd have a full day of no production, and we can't have that. We need more wool. Now, 6:18 in the morning, up and doing baling before most people in Griffin are even awake, and we're going to need to, because we're going to need most of this day. What we're going to do today is we're going to bale some of this field up. Okay, we want to make some money off of it, but what I really don't want is to make all of this money off these bales and forget to feed our sheep. So one time a year, and this is going to be that time, we are going to take one field, which is this one, and just dump it all into the silo, so we never run out of feed for our sheep. Now, in the next couple episodes, I want to really get moving, and what I mean by that is I want to buy the neighbor's field, I want to buy a spinnery, and I want to buy a tailor. Those three things together in the next couple episodes will make us go much faster in this series. We'll be able to finally start producing some clothes, and that's going to set us even further ahead, because now we've got a pretty sizable loan that we need to pay back. Now, a couple minutes before 8:30 here, and we are going to switch from the baler to the forage wagon. The reason, again, we are going to get our sheep some feed. And this will be the only time we have to do this, so that's fine. We are just going to get our feed for the gear, I think, for right now. It can, depending on how many sheep we end up getting. But right now, I think we have enough for the gear. I just like to stay ahead of it. Now, we changed it over and we now have the forage wagon. We are in this field and I'm realizing just how big this field is. But we're going to get a lot of grass for our sheep, so that is the win. Now, I'm very excited about this field because we've only limed it. We haven't really fertilized it. We haven't put it through all the stages and things like that. We just were able to get it so we are able to manage it. Now this year we'll manage it a little bit better and the yield will continue to grow for this field. It's going to be more and more productive as we go, and I'm really excited to see how much grass we can get off this, how many silage bales we can sell off this, and how fast this will actually get us going in the right direction. Now, I mentioned that I wanted to also get some more sheep. Now, we're definitely ahead of the game when it comes to wool, but I'm thinking if we get more sheep, and we're already cutting this grass anyway, and the water is free and sitting there anyway, we are going to do all of that so that we can sell the wool. Now, we're going to sell the wool outright to companies who would like to also use it to make clothes. It's a little bit of our competition, but at the end of the day, we're making money either way, and this is going to be a fairly easy job to get more wool. All we're going to have to do is just feed more sheep. And now I just want to take a couple seconds out of the video to thank you guys for all of the support that you've shown both me and the channel. It has made this journey an incredible one, very, very fun time for me, and I really owe it all to you guys. So thank you so much. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel and it helps our community grow. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And now we'll get back to the video. And now I really hope that this is the last day of field work for a while. I'm really happy that we ended up buying the Krone mower. That has been such a difference maker here this year. And I know we're going to get a lot more done because we can mow a lot faster. And when we can mow a lot faster, we have a lot more of our day to get some things done. That's just how it works, boys and girls. And we are going to make a lot of clothes this year. I can feel it. This is going to be the setup to something that I think we're going to be really successful in financially. Now, just a recap of the next couple episodes. Like I said, I want to get a tailor, I want to get a spinnery, and I want to buy the neighbor's field. After that, it's all bonus because then we will be able to start making some clothing. And we have to make the fabric first, obviously. So we're going to have to, in the next episode or two, deliver the wool over to the production places and get everything rolling. But that's for next time. We're going to leave this one here right now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate all of the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd. And this video, we're going to immediately start off by purchasing the spinnery that we've needed for so long. Now, as you can see, we've already purchased this truck as well. If we're going to go into debt, we might as well get everything that we need. This truck will help us because we're going to use it to transport the wool over to the spinnery so that we can start making some fabric. Now, as we gather the wool, I'll let you know what we are doing in this video. We are going to be selling a ton of silage. We have already cut it, we have already baled it, we've already wrapped it, and now it is done fermenting. And we can go give it to our friends down at the livestock barn who have been asking us every day if we have silage to sell. Today we do, and it's going to make us a decent amount of money. It's going to need to, because we are in a decent amount of debt. But that's how this game works, and hopefully we're able to sell enough clothes where we can get out of debt and make a profit. Now, after driving around this thing aimlessly for a couple seconds, I have finally found out where to put all of this wool. Right in the spinnery. Wow, what a concept. Now that will turn into fabric, and then we will be able to bring it over to the tailors that we haven't bought yet so that they can finally make our first set of clothes. Now, when I'm thinking of it, since I'm very forgetful, I am going to at least make this a little driveway here so I know where in this portion of the building all of this wool goes. So we're going to put this here just for me, just for a reminder and, you know, aesthetics, because it looks a little bit better than driving out in the middle of a field. Now we have another load of wool ready to go over to the spinnery, and I mentioned in the last video that we would probably be selling some of this wool, and we will once we get a surplus of it. And I think we're probably already going to be at that level. You know, when we can't have any more wool, we might as well sell the extras that we have because we need money, and that is a good way to get it quickly. Now 9:15 and we have done a lot and we have spent a lot so far. We have bought a truck, we have made a spinnery from the ground up, and we have supplied it with the wool that it needs to become a production for us. That's really good news. We are going to continue this productive day by going down to the livestock barn and selling all of this TMR that we've made in the last couple videos. And now the first trip of many down here to the livestock barn, they're going to be happy with us. They are going to have a lot of silage at their disposal, which they're going to be happy with and we're going to be happy with because we're making about $20,000 to $25,000 every trip that we make down here. I'll go down here all day. Honestly, I think we're probably going to have to. Now looking at this field, I see a lot of silage bales in it. Between this one and the field we just bought that was previously owned by the neighbor there, we are going to bank quite a bit of money, and we're going to need it because the goal here in the middle of this year is to at least buy another sheep pen so that we can split them up and then they can, you know, produce more sheep themselves so we don't have to, you know, buy every single sheep that we use. But more wool is better because the more wool we sell, obviously the more money we make and the faster we get to our ultimate goal. And now after Trip Who Remembers, we are going to break this day up a little bit. I'm going to get into the bigger field where we keep our sheep, and I am going to continue wrapping some bales. I remember seeing them yesterday when we were doing this video, and I'd forgotten to get them done. So we're going to wrap the bales there, and then we are going to collect the silage from the house side because we have a bunch of them over there, and then we'll be able to finally get into our new field and start mowing. Guys, just a reminder, if you haven't hit the like and the subscribe button, please do so now. It really helps out the channel, it helps out me, and I really appreciate those who already have. The support has been amazing, so thank you guys so much. I hope you're enjoying the video, and we'll get back to it. And now with the sheep side all wrapped up with all the bales, I figured, why stop the fun? We can do it on the house side too, because we need these things to ferment. So when we're mowing the new land that we just purchased, why not have these bales fermenting? Two things at once, smarter way to work. And now a few minutes after 5, and I figured we have a little bit more daylight left, so why not just make one more trip down to the livestock barn, make a lot of money, and then call it a day. But that's where we're going to wrap this video up. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on the herd, and this morning we are up and we are getting all of this wool taken off of the trigger so that we can make more wool, but we are going to figure all of this warehouse stuff out in the next couple episodes. I know I'm saying that all the time, but then we get stuck doing other things, and that's probably what's going to happen today. Now, one of the things that we get stuck doing a lot in this series is mowing, and we are mowing a very important piece of land today. This is the one that we just bought off of our neighbor. She had went down south, she had moved. Great neighbor, but I'd rather have the land. I hope she's not watching this. Now that's the personal side of it, but as far as a business side of it, it's going to also help us probably double our money that we're making here in terms of the silage that we're selling. That's how we're making money right now as we wait for our spinnery and eventually our tailor that we're going to put in. We have to get these things rolling, and the only way that we're really able to pay the bills right now is through silage sales. And this land right here is going to help I don't know if it's bigger or just about the same size as the one across the street from the house, but either way, we've now got 2 really big fields and a third one that's not small. Now, we've got a lot of things going on today, some things that you can see and some things that you can't. The things that you can't see is the spinnery. That is working right now. We've gotten the wool off of the trigger, so we're making more wool as well. We still have to get a taller in here, and that in the warehouse seems to be looming over us here. So in the next couple episodes, we'll get that done. But today, what you will see is we are going to mow this up, and I think this field is huge. I mean, well, I know this field is huge, and I think that we could probably get this done today and start the baling, but I don't foresee us getting both done. Let's see. Okay, now we are on our last pass here. We are going to put the mower away, and I just remembered we have to feed our sheep, because if we don't, then they're not going to be alive to make wool. So we should probably go up there, give them some water, give them some food. That's probably a good business strategy. And then we are going to get the baler out and start baling all of this grass up into hay bales. That way we can wrap them. I don't know if that's going to be this episode or not. It's probably not. This field's big, but we can start getting them all baled up so that in the next one we can start wrapping them up into silage so that they can get fermenting. And as promised, up here with the sheep, we just gave them water. We're about to give them food. That way they're all happy and everything is going well. We'll continue getting wool. That's all we need to do with this. We're on to baling. Now, something I'm a little curious about here is how many bales we're going to get off of the field in terms of like right here, where, you know, it's not part of the actual plowed field. It's just this meadow grass kind of thing. And the reason I'm curious about this is the last time we did this, it was actually owned by our neighbor, and they had us do what we're doing now, bale it into silage and sell it, but we weren't able to collect this. So I know the number where the field was plowed, but as far as the meadow grass or whatever we're calling this right here, I don't know how many more bales we can get. 14 would be about $20,000. So look, I'm really interested in how many extra bales we get over here. Now, these fields are big, and I would like to invest in bigger equipment. We did this year get the mower. That was a big investment, but at the same time, it helps us a lot because it gives us a lot more time throughout the day to get everything done. It mows and it windrows basically, so we should think about selling that windrower because I don't think we're going to need it much longer. And now 1:30 and we are still baling, and we're going to be baling for a few more hours. And I'm not really sure if we can get all of this done today, but whatever we get done today will be a really good sizable dent in tomorrow's work activities because we need to do a few other things. We need to get a tailor in here. That is number one because our spinnery is working overtime right now to produce fabric, and it's going to be coming out soon. And we have no warehouse, and that leads me to the second thing. We're going to have to figure out where to put one of those because when fabric comes in, we're obviously going to give it to the tailor as fast as we can. However, sometimes, like the wool, we'll have extras, and we don't want them to get rained on. So we're going to put them in a warehouse somewhere, just for extra storage. And also, it would be nice to kind of keep everything away from the house now since we've got all of these bigger equipment, but that's just me looking ahead. But guys, that is where we are going to leave this video for today. I really appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and today we are in the new field that we had just purchased, and we are baling up some grass. What our plan is with this grass is we are going to bale it up and then wrap it up into silage bales. We will then sell it to either the biogas plant in town or the livestock yard. Now, part of our contract with the livestock yard that we have every year is they have the rights of first refusal. So we have to go there first, and then if they can't give us a market price, then we can go to the biogas plant. But either way, we are going to make a ton of money on this field, and this year I'm hoping that we can pull off enough money to maybe pay for that Krone mower that we bought just a couple episodes ago. Now, our last episode, we were talking about needing a warehouse, and we're not going to get one today. I know, the procrastination, but we will get one in the next couple episodes. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put it and kind of figure out the layout of the production area over there. But either way, we are going to get one quick, and we're going to get a tailored too. I have to take out the loan, and I don't want to take out the loan until we're ready. I know, we've been ready. I should probably just take out this loan. Now, on a side note, I also wanted to thank you guys for letting me spend the week here in Griffin, because what I wanted to do with this series is really move it forward, accelerate it, so we're not just mowing grass all the time, right? We want to sell some clothes eventually to these people of Griffin, and we will sell some clothes, and I think we'll sell some clothes this year. We just need to keep making wool, we need to keep making fabric, and we need to keep, sadly, mowing grass. Now, it was last year, or a couple episodes ago, the in-game last year, that I was talking about doing contracts so that we could get further along, and I still plan on doing that. It's just that these fields are so big, they're keeping us busy by themselves. I would like to get some contracts done, because the one contract we did do was for our neighbor, and it's this field that we're mowing for us right now. So if we could do that, I'm not saying that every farmer that we do work for will sell us the field, but I'm just saying let's rub a little elbows. Let's try to get some good pricing if they decide to sell. Let's just say it that way. Now, we are done with this field. Finally, we've got a lot of bales out there, and we're going to need them all. And that's kind of why I'm procrastinating on getting the warehouse as well. I am someone who does not like loans. I don't want to pay more money for things to get them faster. I would rather save money and buy them at a cheaper cost. But that being said, that kind of gets twisted around when we're thinking about rain getting into our wool and on our fabric. So I must take out a loan. However, let's get this field done first, see how much money we make, and then see how much of the loan we need to take out. I would rather pay and go broke, basically, and then see how much money we have so that our loan is smaller. Now, up here at the house, and we are going to have a good amount of time to be able to wrap these bales, which is great because I don't think we're going to be able to sell them today. That's nowhere in the realm of possibilities. But if we can wrap the majority of these, and hey, who knows, crazier things have happened. If we can wrap all of these, then we will just have a selling day, and then we'll be able to get the warehouse in the next episode. But let's see how far we get, because this wrapper does take a little bit of time to get these bales all wrapped up. It does take a little time to ferment these bales into silage, so some things are out of my control, some things we just got to move faster on, but let's see where we land. And now a little after 3 o'clock, and I am happy, despite this slow wrapper, I am happy with the progress we've gotten here so far. We've got a few more hours that we're going to spend in this field, and after that I think we're probably going to be 3/4 done, which is pretty good for me. And like I said, we have to wait for these bales to ferment anyway, which means that we're probably going to get an oddball day in there. Maybe we'll do a contract, maybe we'll put a tailor in, maybe we'll put a warehouse in. Let's not get too crazy. But that's where we're going to leave this episode today. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging out. I really appreciate all of the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd. And this week we've been spending a lot of time here in Griffin, Indiana, and it is about to pay off today. Now, we are going to start today with a usual trip down to Clever Motors, but an unusual result. And by that, I mean we are going to get money instead of give them money. We are going to be selling this windrower here today because we bought the Krone, and we've got a huge mower that we drive around. It will windrow for us. Life is beautiful. But let's go down to Clever and sell this thing because we don't need it, and we could really use the money. And now back from Clever, $53,000 now in the bank. That is going to help us out quite a bit. And we're going to make a lot of money today. We are going to sell some silage bales here. That way we are able to set us up for next episode where we will probably get a tailer and maybe another spinnery, because our wool has been blocked up and I've been using it as much as I can, but our spinnery can only go so fast. So we may have to buy another spinnery. And yeah, there's also some talk about a potential warehouse. There's been talk for that for a while though. Now, before we get into selling any silage bales, we are first going to top off both the food and the water for the sheep. We don't have to do this every day, but we do this every day because I think it's important to keep a routine. That way we won't forget it. So let's just top these off real quick and then we'll get to making money. All right, now the tank is filled and we are ready to drive around in a lot of circles. We are going to pick up a bunch of silage bales, and if you're new to this series, we have a contract with the livestock barn here in Griffin, so we are going to keep going there. Now they are going to give us full price or market price for it. If they can't because they have too many, then we can go to the biogas place. But we have had a very good relationship with the livestock barn, so we are going to continue doing that. And besides, we've already gotten calls from them. They need some more. Now, a little about this field if you're new to this series. Last year, we did not own this field. Our neighbor owned this field. Super nice lady, really miss her a lot, but she did retire down to the south and she had given us a very good and very fair deal on this land. And I'm really glad she did for a couple reasons. One, the location could not be better, but also the size of the land could not be better. We are going to pull quite a few silage bales off of this land and it is going to help us a ton. Now, a few minutes to 8 o'clock and we are headed down to Griffin. The livestock barn is in town and we told them we'd be down about 8:15, and for some miraculous reason, and I have no idea how, we are running on time. That does not usually happen, so they are probably going to think that we're early. But either way, we are all loaded up and we are ready to make a little bit of money here because we don't want to take out a huge loan. So all the money we're making today will go towards productions and help us from not having to get a loan. Now backing up here, and we are about to sell our first round of bales, and I just wanted to see how much money we're gonna get. I'm hoping for around 20,000. That would be amazing. And now $6,000 more than I thought. $26,000 was the take from the livestock barn there. And the best part is this is only our first load. It is still very early and we have got a lot of silage bales left to grab and take down to the livestock barn. So it's going to be a very productive and very profitable day. That's all you can ask for. Now 11:45 and we have been out here for a little bit and we are approaching the $200,000 mark. We will probably hit it with this one, but look at how many more bales are left to go. It's very good news over here because we could use all of this money, and of course we're just going to continue doing it until the livestock barn closes or we're out of bales. Now headed down to the livestock barn to sell all of these silage bales, and when we do, I just wanted to thank you guys for all of the support of the channel, of the new roleplay series we've got, the First Time Farmer. I'm really happy with how everything has gone with everything on this channel so far, and you guys just continue to make it better. So thank you very much for making this a very fun experience for me. And now we will continue making money. Now, end of the day, and we are just here to pick up the final 3 bales. $254,000 basically is in our bank account right now. That's going to buy some production facilities. That is going to help us out financially quite a bit, especially when you consider that we could probably do this 2 more times this year. That's going to be great news. But that's where we're going to leave the video here today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and today we are going to spend some money. We're actually going to spend a lot of money. We're going to add to that spinnery that you see off there in the distance. We're going to add one more spinnery so that we can keep the wool over there instead of over here where it's not making anything or not doing anything. We're also going to add another tailor over there because we are going to eventually have some fabric that we are going to make into some clothes. That is the whole point of this series. Now, my idea over here is to make this production facility complex, so to speak. I want to make 2 spinneries, I want to make a tailor, and I think we're just going to forget about the warehouse, because if we just have enough spinneries using that wool, then all of the wool that the sheep make will not be just sitting there, they will actually be productive, which is exactly what they need to be. Now, we're also going to buy this truck, and we got these seeds on the back of this truck because we bought these seeds a long time ago, and the guys at Clever were tired of looking at them. Who can blame them? I think this was literally 4 or 5 episodes ago that we bought these. So we got these now, and we're going to bring them up to the farm, but more importantly, we now have a truck that we can use to transport the wool over to our production complex. So we'll be able to move a lot more wool a lot faster and have a lot more time left in the day. A good purchase. Okay, so it's not the greatest stack job, but we're still bringing a lot more wool over to the production facility, and I am glad that we never got that warehouse because we don't really need it. If we just continue with the spinneries, then we are able to use all of the wool, and I'm not sure if that's going to be 2 spinneries, 3 spinneries, but either way, it's going to have to be more than what we have now because we are going to increase the herd of sheep that we've got. So I'm excited. We're going to get a lot more wool in here, and it's going to grow a lot faster. And then finally, we're going to be able to fulfill our promise to the good people of Griffin, which is giving them clothes. Now, on to our next task, and it is not a surprising one. We are going to get the crone out, and man, do I love this mower. The first year, we just used a brush hog, and then we windrowed it, and it took forever. But with this, it just does all of it in the same time, and I'm really happy about that because we have got a lot of fields, we've got a lot of grass to mow, and we don't have a whole lot of time. Now, creeping up on 11:30, and we are on the house side. I don't know how much we're going to be able to mow, but we are going to mow for the rest of the day. That way, we can get all of this grass picked up, sell some more silage, give some more grass to our sheep. And in the next couple episodes, I would really like to increase the sheep. We need more wool, and you're thinking, what are you talking about? You just caught up with the productions, but we can also sell wool downtown to a dealer, so we might look into that. But either way, we're going to amp up the production all over the place here so that we can start getting clothes because we really need to make a lot of money here. And now over in the other field, 2 o'clock hour, and we have already finished with the house side, and now we are over here in the production facility field, I guess is what we could call this. But I look at those production facilities and I'm really happy with how far we've come. I see some fabric out there that has to be moved over to the tailor, and then we'll finally get some clothes here. It's been a journey, but it's been one that's going to pay off, let's just say that. And now nearly 3 o'clock, and we're headed over to the large sheep field, and I don't think we're going to get this one done today, but the fact that we've gotten the first 2 done, mowed and windrowed, that would be a couple episodes in our first series altogether. So this mower, again, paying for itself and really showing its value here on the farm. And now 5 o'clock hour, and we are not going to get this field done. However, we're going to make a serious dent in what we have to do tomorrow because we're going to end up finishing the mowing job over here. But either way, we've gotten a whole lot farther than we would have in one episode last year. So this mower already paying for itself. But guys, that's where we're going to leave the episode. Please hit the like button if you liked the video. Consider subscribing. Thank you so much for hanging out and for all the support. I'll see you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and we are up early. We are moving all of this wool over to the production facilities, and when I do so, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm really appreciative of you guys hanging out in Griffin, Indiana all week long. We got a lot done in this series this week, and if I can pull back the curtain a little bit, I've been working on a new series behind the scenes as well. So we'll have this one, we'll have the role play series, and we'll have a new one probably next week. But yeah, thanks a lot for everything. I appreciate all the patience, and I'm working on it, but we're going to have a new series next week. Now, a little bit of mundane chores here to start the day off. We are going to move the Bobcat over to the production facility so that we can use that to get fabric over to the tailor. Now, we don't need it over by the sheep anymore because we just bought this truck and we can grab the wool easily from over by the sheep pen and we can transport it over to the production facility. So things are happening, and as they happen, things get faster, and time is definitely going to prove that it is money here very shortly. And now a very exciting moment for our farm here in Griffin. We have got the fabric done and completed, and if I don't rip them by putting them on top of one another and trying to save a couple minutes, which it's always possible, believe me, especially on this channel. But if we don't rip them, we are going to bring them over to the tailor, and the tailor will then begin to start making clothes so that we can sell them in Griffin. It's right around the corner, everything that we were looking for. Now, of course, we're $1 million in debt or so. We'll have to work that off, but things are happening here, and things are looking up here for our farm. Now, a little after 7 o'clock, and we will be baling today. We're going to be baling all of this grass up to make into silage bales, and with the profit, we are going to partially pay off our loan, and we are going to partially buy more sheep. That way we can get wool. That will help us start selling downtown to a bulk dealer. And yeah, we won't make clothes from it per se, but we will start making a good amount of money from it, and that's always good news for us because we are $1 million in debt, as I just said, and that is our main goal now. Sell clothes and sell wool and sell silage, and we will get out of debt. That's the plan anyway. Now, we're going to use all of this grass to sell silage. We're going to use none of it to feed our sheep, and the reason we can do that is because this is probably the second of 3, and if we're really lucky, maybe 4 cuttings in this game of grass for this season. So we are going to use it to sell and get out of debt because we have quite a bit in the silo. But the next one, we'll probably use half of that to fill our silo again. That way we're for sure that we have enough for the winter. And now over here by the production facilities and in this field, and we are continuing what we're doing. It's 10:30 in the morning, and that is looking okay. I mean, we're gonna have to do this field and then the field on the other side of this street over here to the right, and that is the doozy. That's a big one, and so is this one. This one's deceptively big. It does look big, yes, but in my head it just, I don't know why, I just think it's gonna take so much shorter than it always does. Let's see if we can get this done by 2. That way we can start with the field across the street, because that one will probably take all day, and that one's probably going to be the one that we have to finish tomorrow. But let's see. Now, finally done with that field, 2:45. We're running a little bit late, and why am I not driving on that grass swath right there? Because we don't own that field and I accidentally cut it. Hope they're not mad. Either way, let's continue this. As you can see, we've got a big field and a big project ahead of us. It's 3 o'clock. We'll go as late as we can, but it is going to take quite a bit of time to get this done. Let's start it. Now, 5:30 in the afternoon, and we have been at this for a couple extra hours, and we still have a couple hours to go, but as you can see, we have got a lot of swaths of grass out there, and we need to pick all of them up and bale them. And you know, I don't know if we're going to be able to get all of this done today. I would like to, but if we don't, we're at least going to have a good amount of it done so that tomorrow morning will be a fairly easy day of baling, maybe a couple hours, and then we can get to wrapping them That way they can start fermenting, because we can't sell them until they have done the fermenting process. And now closing in on 7:30, and we are not going to get all of this done. However, it is like I predicted. It will be a fairly easy day tomorrow of baling for a couple hours and then getting all of this wrapping done. But either way, that's where we're going to leave this episode. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out today. Thanks for hanging out in Griffin this whole week so that we can get this series moving. And I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and we are back in Griffin, Indiana. Our last day this week that we are going to fully devote our time to this series. We have moved quite a distance in just a week. We've got a couple production facilities that are working right now. We will, I hope, get some more sheep very soon, and we are getting all of this silage baled up right now. That's what we're doing today. We're gonna bale it up, then we're gonna wrap it up, let it ferment, and make some money. And we're gonna need it because we're about $1 million in debt. Now, of course, the $1 million is the doom and the gloom situation, but on the other side of that coin is that we're gonna be making a lot of money very, very soon. We have got some clothes that are being done by the tailor. We have got a lot of wool that is being produced by our sheep, and we're going to get more sheep, which means that there's going to be even more wool. So we are going to get out of this debt pretty close to, I think, about the end of year 3. That's what I'm hoping. That's the goal. Now, just for a quick update for those who have just joined the series, we are in Griffin, Indiana. We have created a clothing company, and this is year 2 right now. Year 1, we were just cutting grass like we're doing now, making enough money so that we could actually grow this thing. We got some sheep in year 1 as well, but now in year 2, we are focused on more tailors, on more spinneries, and more production meaning more sheep. Now, just to put it to rest, the inside joke here on this channel is that we were going to get a warehouse, and we never did, and we kept putting it off. And now we are going to completely terminate that plan, because I think that if we get the spinneries moving the way they are and we're able to keep up with the wool, we won't really need a place to store them outside of the spinneries. So it's going to save us a little bit of money, and if we were going to buy something that expensive like a warehouse, we should just add another spinnery. That's the whole point. Now, if you were here for the last episode, we worked 14 hours on mowing and baling and all of that in between, and we still have a couple hours left in the morning here that we have to bale. That's how big our fields are, and I'm not even mentioning that we have a field that we haven't even mowed yet. So we've got tons of grass, tons of silage, and tons of opportunity to make money, and that is exactly what we're going to do here on the second cutting. What we're doing now, we're going to wrap all these bales, we're going to let them ferment into silage, and then we're going to bring them to our good friends down at the Griffin Livestock Yard. That's the whole plan. That's how we make some more money, and that's how we get out of all of this debt. Now, approaching 1 o'clock and the house side already done. Everything is already wrapped up and fermenting right now. We are over here in the production field, and we are getting more things wrapped up. Next is going to be that big field over there, and it's going to take a long time. Are we going to be able to wrap all of this up? No, we're not. But I would like to at least get a quarter of the big field done. That's a realistic goal, I think. Okay, now 2:30 and the house side, done. The production side, done. And we'll call this the sheep side, and we'll also call this nowhere close to done. We are not going to get done with this field today, as I said, but it is really exciting that we're wrapping so many bales, because the livestock yard is going to be packed to the brim, and so is our bank account, hopefully. We're going to be able to pay off a little bit more of these loans and buy a little bit more production facilities. But like I said, the next thing is more sheep. And now 5:15, and as you can see, we have got a lot of bales out there. Half of them are wrapped up and already fermenting into silage. The other half are either going to be done in the next hour, or they are going to have to wait until tomorrow, because that is when I'm going to have to stop. But this is where I'm going to stop the video right now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and we're in Griffin, Indiana, starting a clothing company. And that's why I'm over here grabbing some fabric that we finally got done from the spinnery, and we are going to bring this over to the tailor. We still have not got our first set of clothes yet. We are waiting, but as we wait, we were going to continue obviously the production of them. So we are going to bring the fabric over here, and then we're going to get on with our day. Now, I didn't want to be redundant and repeat the last episode. However, we have a little unfinished business from that episode. We did not get all of the bales there before the livestock barn closed. Therefore, we had to do it a little bit this morning. We were granted early access, which we really thank them for, because we got a lot of mowing to do today. We've got to mow the field that we bought off of our neighbor this year. Got to mow that up, and hopefully we'll have time to at least start the baling. But let's get this process done so that we can get to that one. Now 8:45, and we are over here in the field, and we are going to use this Krone mower, and we are going to get done today. And that doesn't sound like a huge flex, but on this channel it is, because we're used to using a brush hog, and these obviously are 3 times bigger than a brush hog, which is amazing because we have a lot of work to do. So we're going to get this done, and then we're going to get to the baling. Now, a few minutes after 11 here in the morning, and we are still in this field, and there's a good reason for that. It's big. And, you know, it used to belong to our neighbor. If you're new to the series, I'll just update you quick. Our neighbor that we did a contract for last year moved south. She was selling this piece of property, and we were more than happy to buy it. It's very close to our field, and it's going to give us a lot of money. Honestly, I think this was a game changer when we bought this, because the amount of money that we're going to be able to collect just in silage sales off of this field will help us get out of debt twice as fast. And I really think twice as fast, because the size of this field almost equals the one across the road. It is a big one. And now a little after 2 o'clock, and we are just about done mowing in this field, which is great news for me because we've got a couple hours left to do some baling. And obviously the more we get done today, the less baling and the more other things, which is wrapping in this case, we can do tomorrow. So let's try to get this baled up as much as we can, and I'm excited because a couple hours of baling can go a long ways. Now 3 o'clock, and we are up here at the farm getting the baler and heading down to the field that we just mowed up. But when we do that, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about sheep. We are going to get sheep after we sell these silage bales that we're mowing up now. I know it's going to be a cycle all the time where the grass is going to grow, and we are always going to be able to cut it, and that's always going to be something that we can do to help our farm. But at the end of the day, I think more sheep obviously are going to produce more wool. More wool is going to make a lot more money than silage, I think. I don't know, but either way, sheep are cheap, and I think we're going to buy some. And now don't adjust your screen. We are actually doing a time lapse here. We haven't done that in a while, but I figured that since we're only going to be baling for the next couple hours, what a better way to show you how much we actually got done. But guys, this is where we are going to leave the episode. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one. For the past 2 years, we've been in Griffin, Indiana, at a farm that we purchased in the northwest part of town. Our goal was simple: make clothing. But before we could do that, we had to get some sheep. And before we could do that, we had to mow some grass. Lots and lots and lots of grass. We then met with our neighbor who wanted us to mow her field as well. We ended up taking out the contract job, and she ended up donating half of the bales to us. She then moved out of town, and we purchased the property. Now we're in year 2, and even though we have production facilities built, and even though we have wool being made, we still have no clothes. We got a huge loan we're trying to pay off, and we might just pay it all off in silage sales before we even make a dime with clothing. But either way, we continue on in search of success here in Griffin, Indiana. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and we are in Griffin, Indiana, and we are baling grass. Well, we're going to bale grass, and then we are going to wrap the grass in to make silage bales. So that is what we're doing today. We're going to make some money so that we can pay off some of this loan and so that we can get this production facility moving a little faster. Now, the plan for the next couple episodes at least is to get this baled up and wrapped up into silage, and then we can sell the silage bales, make a little bit more money, but also we want to get more sheep. And I've been thinking about this. How many more sheep do we want to get? Well, one pen and then half of the sheep allotment in that pen should do just fine, because we don't want to buy all of the sheep. We want the sheep to reproduce so that it saves us a lot of money. That's just the thought right now. That's just the plans going forward. And when it comes to clothing production, well, it's going slow. It's going very slow, actually. And I'm impatiently waiting for our tailors to get done with our first pallet. And from that first pallet, we're going to rip a couple off of the top and we're going to send them down to our neighbor. Our neighbor is the one who is responsible for selling this field to us. Last year, we got a contract done and she gave us half of the contract's monies to us, which is nice because we needed them. But we're going to send them down to her as a special thank you. And if we ever get a pallet of clothing, she'll receive them. And now done with the baling, and we are heading up to the farm right now. We're just going to switch this out. We're going to put this baler down and switch it out for a wrapper. We're going to go into the field we just were in, and we're going to start wrapping these bales. That's what we've been doing basically all spring. And I think that it could be that we are going to pay off this loan just with silage. I mean, at this point, because as I said, the tailors are going at their own pace, and thank goodness I'm not holding my breath. Now down here in the new field, and we are going to take this wrapper and we are going to wrap these bales into silage, let them ferment overnight, maybe 2 nights. Either way, then we are going to bring them down to the livestock barn, and I think we're going to make roughly $250,000. I think that's where we were the last time. I can't really remember, but either way, it's a good chunk of change. And now 3:30 hour and in this field, and we've gotten a lot done, but we are going to have to work on it more tomorrow as well. And wait for it, judges are giving it a 10.0. Now, since I'm obviously not going to be able to do anything as cool as the last cut, and since this is actually all wrapped, that is where we are going to end this episode. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and today is money day. We get some money today. We're going to be able to pick up these bales, take them down to the livestock yard where we do have an ongoing contract with those guys. They've been really nice to us, and I'm hoping that they're going to continue to be nice to us today because we need some money. Now, guys, just a reminder, we are very, very far into debt, but we do have all of our productions down. We have our fabric going, and our tailors have finally showed up to work, I think. They haven't gotten anything done, but at least they're starting to. And yes, they were always working. I didn't mean to hit a button or anything. It's just that long of a wait. And now a few trips down to the livestock yard already. It is 8:30 in the morning. And if you see in the top right, it says that we have $375,000, and they are lying to you, because what we have to do is use all of that money to pay back the loan that we have from the bank, which I think sits at about $1.2 million. And that's eye-opening. Now we're going to take all of these silage bales down to the livestock yard, and we are going to continue selling them to our good friends down at the Griffin livestock yard. But here's the thing, we get about $20,000 to $25,000 every single time we go down. We get about $150,000 to $200,000 every time we do this field. So we are making progress. But remember, we have a lot of money that we still have to pay off. We have a lot of tailors that are not doing their job. We have a lot of wool that we can sell, but it's not as profitable as I really thought. We'll continue to do it because it's better than letting it sit there and rotting, waiting for our tailors, but it's not going to get us out of debt as much as I thought it was going to. Now, a big jump in time. It is now 1:30, and a big jump in money as well. We're sitting very close to $500,000. As I continue to say, we still have to give that to the bank. But here's the good news. The good news is that tomorrow, or later on in this episode, we are going to be mowing some grass. That is done and ready to go. We have more of these silage bales, and here's the thing, I'm not even wondering if we're going to pay off all of this loan with the silage sales. I know that we're going to pay off all the loans with the silage sales. The question now is, will they produce a pallet of clothing before I pay off all of this loan with the silage sales? It's something I'm wondering. It's a legitimate question. Now 5:48, and we are going to hit the livestock yard right before they close, which is great timing. And usually this is where we would end the episode, but this is a twofer today. So we are going to jump to the next day because this is the last delivery that we're making and the last delivery we can make. We got that whole field done. And now the next day, tomorrow, in just a couple seconds, we'll get the mower out. And now next morning, and as you see, we are approaching $600,000. That is the good news. The other good news is why we have this transporter out right now. What we're going to do is pick up the bales that I forgot to grab the last time. And it looks like there could be about a full load here. So that's very good news for us. We're going to get this down to the livestock yard. We're going to make even more money. And if you haven't noticed, this grass looks like it can be mowed again. So we've got 3 fresh fields of grass, and that's why I know we're going to be paying all of this silage, or all of this loan off with silage sales, should I say, faster than we even make 1 pallet of clothing. I hope I'm wrong. And now down here at the Griffin livestock yard, and we are going to drop off the last bit of silage bales that we have to these guys who always have been awesome about buying them from us. And I'm hoping that we have a load here of about $20,000 to $25,000 per usual. I think we do. I would like it to be closer to 25, but I'm not really sure. The environment hates us. They give us a bad score a lot, but that's okay because we're still making a lot of money. $22,000 to mow my lawn? Are you kidding me? I'll sign that up today. Now back up at the farm, and we are going to take care of a couple other things that we have to before we start mowing. That, of course, is our most valuable player over here. That is the sheep. We have to make sure that they get fed. We have to make sure that they get water, especially now. It's starting to get a little bit warmer out here, and they are starting to get a little hotter. So we are going to need to give them water, make sure that they have water, all that other happy stuff before we get to mowing. And now, because I had to run my mouth about the water, we are out. So we have to go over to the lake here and just grab some free water from this spring. And too bad we couldn't make the sheep over here and just overlap the water so that they could get into the water, they could drink the water. We wouldn't have to give them the water. That's really what it is. We wouldn't have to give them the water. But it would also be smarter if you could do that. You can't, so I'll shut up. Now over here at the house side, and we are beginning to mow. Obviously, you know by now the pattern if you followed this channel or this series, but we are not supposed to run into the fences. I don't want to fix that later, so let's not try to do that again. That's perfect fit. And I'm going to time lapse this right now because we haven't done a time lapse in a while. So let's get this field done. And now we are done with the house side, which is really good. We have still got a lot of hours left here in the day. And I think what we're going to do is start mowing the production field. It's called the production field because it's got production facilities in it. We really try to be creative here on this channel, but either way, we're going to get that done by the end of the day. And I'm really hoping that we can start with the sheep side over there, that big field over there that we have a lot of money to make from. I'm really excited for, and I'm wondering if that's going to be the thing that puts us over the top with this loan. And now 12:45, and we are more than halfway done with the day, but also the good news is that we are more than halfway done with our work. We have got the house side done, we have got the production field done, and now we have to finish this up one last pass down here, and then go finish that field off in the distance with the sheep. And it's a big field. It's going to take more than today, that's for sure. We'll be working into tomorrow, but then in probably 3 or 4 more days, we'll be able to sell all of this, and that might be the thing that puts us over the top with this loan. And now 2 o'clock hour, and we are in the sheep field. I'm happy with our production today. I'm happy with our progress so far today, and I'm really happy with this Krone mower. I can't talk good enough about it. The first year, which was last year, we mowed with just a brush hog, and man, oh man, did that take all day. But this has done wonders for us. We wouldn't even be able to mow this right now last year because we'd still be on the production field, and the production field would probably have been started around this time. So there is a lot of progress. It's being measured, and I can't say enough good things about this. Even though it was $300,000, it was still worth it. And now, guys, I'm wrong, and I'm very happy to be wrong, because what I'm wrong about is that we are not going to have to be in this field tomorrow mowing it. I originally thought that we were going to have to finish it up tomorrow. That would have eaten into our time for the next episode, but no, the next episode we are going to be baling all of this grass up and hopefully wrapping as much as we can so that we can sell even more silage, and so that we can try to pay off all of this loan, because these tailors surely aren't helping, are they? Not at all. But guys, that's where we're going to leave this episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for the day. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Griffin series here on The Herd, and today we have already finished with the sheep. They are all fed, they are all watered, they are all good. And now we have got some wool that we are going to be bringing over to our tailors. They say that they're starting to make some clothes, so we'll have to see. We haven't seen any results yet. However, they do say that the check is in the mail, so to speak. We've all heard that, right? Let's see if they actually get some stuff done here in the next couple episodes. And now all the wool delivered to the spinnery, and now it will not be our fault over here on the farm side as far as why clothes are not being produced to the good people of Griffin, Indiana yet. But either way, we are going to take this tractor, we are going to hook it up to the baler, and we are going to bale as much grass as we can. We're going to make it into bales. We are then going to wrap it into silage, and we are going to sell even more silage. We're at $615,000. I purposely haven't paid off any more of the loan just so you can see. If we get up into the $1.2 million range, we're going to be very close to paying this loan off. Now, I would love to do that in the next couple cuttings. This is the last cutting of the year. I would think it's July. Maybe we'll get one in October. That I maybe spoke too soon. But either way, I would like to, by the end of this year, get this loan paid off. And guys, before we get started, if you could do a big favor to the channel and hit the like button on this video, it really helps the video get seen by more people. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. I know that doesn't matter all that much, but it's a little bonus, right? Now, we are almost done with the house side. That is great. We've got one more strand here and one on the other side of this barn, but otherwise we are done with the house side. That's the good news. The bad news, however, is that we have the production side and the sheep side to do. And I'm not really sure that's bad news. It's just a lot more work to do. The good news on all of it is that we're going to be profiting off all of it. It's going to go to the bank, but our loan is probably going to be paid off by the end of this year. If we can produce some clothes by the end of this year. So probably next year. Now, over here on the production side, it's 10:15, and we're moving along quite well. We've already got the house side done, and I'm trying to get this done as fast as I can so that we have more time to do the sheep side, which is over there on the other side of this road right here. The field is ginormous, let's just say that. But we can probably bale all of this if we get over there by 1. Let's try to get over there by 1. And now 1:30, and we did not hit our goal. However, we are done, so we're only about a half an hour off of schedule, which is always good news. We may be able to get all of this baled up today and then focus on the wrapping tomorrow. And I want all day tomorrow to focus on the wrapping. It would be great because the wrapping takes forever and we need all the time that we can get. Let's pack all of this into one day, because if you haven't forgot, we still need to mow and do all of this same stuff to the new field that we got, and that's even bigger than this one, I think. Either way, let's get working and let's see how far we can get today. Now 5:30, and we are still over here picking up the swaths of grass over here in the sheep side, but that's all right because we've got the house side all done today. We got the production side all done today, and most of this side is all done today as well, which means that it will begin fermenting into silage at the same rate, and we will have a very profitable day in the next few days. But either way, guys, that's where we're going to end this episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one.